Hey there, this is Real Talk Baseball. I'm Carlos Baseball. With me, as always, is WillPower. Tony should show up in about 5-10 minutes. He should
Hopefully.
be on. It's been a while, but we're back on. We have a lot of baseball to catch up on. There was a big series this weekend, the Padres and the Dodgers. It just finished, and we'll talk about that. And we've been talking about a lot of what do you call it? A lot of surprises in fantasy baseball, man. You predicted one of them on Instagram, dude, and it came true. You want to let everybody know which one it was?
Well, I didn't necessarily predict the no hitter, but I
But
did
you
predict that.
predicted high points.
Yeah, I did predict that Carlos Rodon was going to have an amazing week, and just that no hitter alone, man, I think he scored like 65 points. So just in one day. And for those of you that don't play in points leagues, generally you're hoping for your starting pitcher to get 20 to 30 points in a game, and this guy got like 60 to 65 points depending on your settings and everything. But dude, I'm actually facing one of the guys that has Rodon, and uh I think all the games are pretty much done for the day on that on that league for me facing the other guy, and I just beat him by 5 points even though he had Rodon hit the no-hitter.
Wow. Well,
Pretty excited about that.
remember he was going to be a two-start pitcher, which was going to start on Monday, and then right or something like that.
Yeah, it was I think it was Tuesday, Sunday.
Tuesday, Sunday. Okay, yeah, and he said his tummy hurts or something.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big surprise. I mean, I saw your Nostradamus, genius working, and we're like, let me go ahead and post it on Instagram, and then it just came out that this guy threw a no-hitter. So depending on how many points he gets for the no-hitter, on top of already what his his whole start was, you get a lot of points. You know what sucks? I was watching the ninth inning, dude, and he had one out. I believe it was one out, and he hit a batter, and the perfect game was all erased.
Dude, that's
And he
such a
got all pissed
horrible
off
way
at the
to lose.
hitter. He got
Yeah.
pissed off at the hitter because he was like, "How come you didn't move?" And I was like, "Dude, he did try to move. It's just your curveball went all the way in and it hit his back foot." So, as a hitter, when you're up there, you tend to move your front foot out of the way, and you keep your back foot there. So, I mean, there was no way he could have moved.
Yeah.
So he lost the perfect game, but he still got the no hitter, which was kind of exciting. There was two no hitters. Remember Moskov and now Rodon. So there's two no hitters in
Kind
the
of like the same
2021
thing
season.
last year, dude. Like, I mean, how many seasons have we gone where we don't see any no hitters at all? And
Yeah.
then last year in a 60 game season, we see two. And
In the
then
same
now
week, I think, right? I think it was what,
was it in the
Giolito and
same
then
week?
Singer.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it was Singer and
Giolito, right?
Giolito, and then we also had Alec Mills, right? Throw a no hitter.
Mm.
So there were actually three last
Was it
season.
three?
Pretty
Oh,
sure it was
dang.
three. Yeah, because
Wow.
Alec Mills, yeah.
Three no hitters in the 60 game span. Wow. And
Yeah.
then,
And now we already have two, and the second week is barely over.
so it's probably like in the span of 75 games, we have five no hitters, which is
Dang.
incredible, man. That's really cool.
I
It's
mean,
gonna it's gonna keep
is it
happening.
because of COVID? Is it because these guys are not as, they haven't been getting the practice in that they usually do? The games, the spring training, they didn't have a full season last year, so they weren't pretty like completely stretched out. I don't know, but I would think that it would hinder the pitchers just as much as it would hinder the batters.
Yeah, yeah,
But then there's also, because of launch angle and these guys just trying to mash the ball as hard as they can, you get a lot of swing and misses. So he
yeah.
actually didn't get as many strikeouts as you would think in a no hitter. I think he got
He got
eight
eight
strikeouts in
strikeouts.
9 innings, and he didn't even get the first strikeout, I think, until the fifth inning.
Wow. So he probably wasn't even ready to go until
You know
then.
what though? A lot of times in a no hitter, that actually helps you out a little bit because the less pitches you throw, the longer you can go into the game. So if he's inducing a lot of pop flies and ground balls, he's not gaining the strikeout. That means that he's not getting into a lot of full count at
Yeah.
bats. He's not throwing as many pitches as you would if you were to have 13 strikeouts, 14 strikeouts.
Yeah. Hey, Sam is here. How's it going, Sam?
What's
Tony
up, Sam?
just joined us on the chat. Oscar, how's it going? How's everybody doing? Thank you for joining the show. We haven't been on for a while, but we're back on. I know we'll take your questions. We'll go ahead and get them get your questions in. We'll try to answer them as soon as possible. We really don't have like a structure of what we're going to deal with. We've just decided to get on and talk baseball because it's been an exciting, fun week. Like we said, we talked about the Padres Dodgers series. We're gonna get into it a little bit right now, and when once Tony jumps in, we can probably get his 2 cents on it. But it was really exciting, man. I got to see the game on Friday. The game on Friday was pretty interesting. It kind of had that playoff atmosphere in April, so a lot of nerves between two teams. But as a Dodger fan, and I don't know if a lot of Dodger fans agreed. I put it on Instagram saying, "Is this a rivalry? Is this going to become a bigger rivalry?" I feel like it can become a bigger rivalry than what it is now. I feel like it's still a big brother, little brother type series for me because the Padres still have to prove that they can go ahead and win the World Series. Once they win that World Series, then it becomes more tense. It becomes more of a thing where the two teams go after each other, which kind of they did in this series. But I still feel, like I said, it's a big brother, little brother type thing. Um, and you got the feels on Friday. I don't know if you saw the game, Will. It was kind of really it was tense. It was back and
Yeah.
forward. It was really good. It was a good game. A lot of people didn't call it a good game because there was a lot of errors between the two teams.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
kind of did mess up the rhythm of both teams. I think that both teams just going into it, from their NLDS rematch from last year, I think there were a lot of nerves on both sides, and
yeah,
Tatis just coming back from his injury, being a little rusty. He did hit that bomb, but then he also followed up with two errors,
yeah,
two throwing errors.
yeah,
So yeah, that kind of messed up the Padres fan base a little bit, thinking like, oh, this guy just got a home run, and then he goes ahead and messes up, and then I think the Dodgers ended up scoring later in that inning also
yeah.
because of that error.
Yeah, they scored, so it became a 4-2. How's it going, Jasper? He just on here.
What's up, Jasper?
So Tony's answering the questions, which is really good. Uh,
Thanks, Tony.
yeah,
Appreciate you,
so
bro.
yeah, so we'll go ahead and once we get a question, we'll go ahead and read it off. But yeah, I totally agree. The Friday game was really exciting. It was I think they're calling it one of the best games in this, I guess, short season so far.
It
Like I
was a really good game, man. I mean,
yeah,
errors aside, like that was so back and forth. Like you could kind of call it somewhat of a pitcher's duel, because it was kind of like these guys were really showing off what they really could do, but they were also showing some mistakes that they could also make also. So it was somewhat of a pitcher's duel, because
yeah,
there were a lot of strikeouts in the game. That I was really happy with how the Dodgers actually had their at bats though, because each one of those guys was trying to grind out these at bats, get into full counts, trying to get the first pitcher for the Padres, just get him out of the game.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, I was really happy with the at bats, which it's kind of typical of the Dodgers. They usually get into a lot of full counts, except for Seager because he likes to hit on the first pitch thrown, but he's really good at that. So Seager,
yeah.
swing away. But
Hey, so Sam is saying, what do you guys think about Beaver? So you know what, Beaver is kind of doing his thing, man. For the first starts, four starts of this year, he's had 11 strikeouts in his first start, 12 strikeouts in the second. On his third start, he had 12, and then his fourth start, he had 13 strikeouts, which is really, really good. He's amazing numbers, like so. I think, to be honest, Beaver's just he's continuing to pitch as he did the 2020 season. So he's just continuing to throw a lot of like good innings. Um, the team doesn't help though with the Indians. He's in the bad team as the season prolongs. Hopefully he gets better because I mean, how can you get better from those strikeouts, right? You got 11, 12, 12, and 13. Like that's amazing for fantasy
yeah,
baseball.
and especially on against the White Sox, he had
Yeah.
he had 11 strikeouts and he went all 9 innings. To
So
have that many Ks, we were just talking about that. How usually when you get a lot of strikeouts, it makes your pitch count go up. But
yeah,
this guy was still able to go 9 innings.
yeah,
Now, I I am somewhat impressed by Shane Bieber just because going into the season, I didn't really have him as high on my rankings as everyone else did. And one of the reasons is what I kind of see in front of me is his first game he was against Detroit, second game against KC. third game against the White Sox without Tim Anderson and without Eloy Jimenez. And then his fourth game he's against Cincinnati. So
Yeah.
he's really playing against three kind of weak lineups. KC is it's getting there. They have a few good hitters in their lineup, but it's not like an all-star team like
But wait, Kansas City hasn't lost a series, man. So the Dodgers and Kansas City are the only two teams that haven't lost a series this year. So you can't discredit the Kansas City Royals not being a legit team. Me and Tony talked about it. We said maybe if they get one more hitter like a Yasiel Puig on that team could do damage, man. And it's shown so far. I know it's only 2 weeks. A lot of people are talking about how the Yankees are in the losing streak. Not losing streak, but on losing. They're losing a lot of games. Their fans are getting mad at them already. They're almost like, I think the Rockies and the Yankees have the worst record, right? So it's
yeah, the
like,
Yankees.
yeah.
Well, what the hell happened there, man?
So it's like it's only the second week. We're going into the third week. So I mean, it's a lot of baseball. It's 162 games. It's not a 60 game season. There's still time for that team to pick it up. The Red Sox are in first place. It's another team. It's like, whoa, what's going on there? It's
Yep.
like
Imagine when Chris Sale comes back,
yeah.
because
So
they already said he should have about 8 starts this season. So they're saying that look out, he's coming back, and it should be around like June or July, I think.
yeah,
Maybe
that's what it sounds like.
more
It sounds
likely
like he said
July.
July. Another team that has been surprising to me is it's Joey Votto and the Reds, man. Joey Votto pulling off that triple play, dude. So it's like, they're playing good baseball, but like
Hey,
again,
Joey Votto's starting to get on a little hot streak too.
yeah. So it's for all these fantasy owners right now. Joey Votto is getting good points, getting good stats for their fantasy team. What other team? The Mets are in first place, right? They won their game to the end against the Rockies. So it's like it's too early in the season to have these teams up there. I mean, if it continues on, then that's cool. Like I know the Angels are another team that have been up there. The Astros have lost 7 of their last 8 games, and that's why you have the Angels up there. But they do have a good team as well. It's not a team that you need to sleep on. And then you have the what do you call it? The A's. They started really slow. Now they
Yeah.
have like a good run. I think they got
Jed
8 in a
Lowry,
row
man.
games.
Jed Lowry stepped it up. Like when he was with the Mets, he didn't do anything. He was horrible, such a downer. And then he comes back to the A's, and all of a sudden he's a superstar again. I think they have him mostly playing a DH, right? He's not really
Yeah, he's
playing
a
the field
DH.
too much. So, but I mean, keep him there, keep him healthy, because this guy's just mashing right now.
So those are the teams that are like up there. So you might want to look for players that are on those teams because they're playing good baseball right now. It's not like really common. Like I know the A's are always in talks in the playoffs, but the Astros are just, like I said, they lost 8 of, what is it, 7 of the last 8 or something like that, and it's like they're half a game on top of Texas. So the Rangers are in last place. So if they they lose one more and Texas wins that one, they hit rock bottom. So, and I think everybody will enjoy that because everybody doesn't like the Astros. So,
Yeah. I still want to see Greinke succeed, though. I really like Greinke, and
yeah,
it just sucks that he's on that team now. He didn't get the World Series with them, right, in
yeah.
2017.
No, he didn't. He was with the Diamondbacks too at that point.
Yeah, and then that's when Charlie Morton went to the Rays, and
Mhm.
Garrett Cole went to the Yankees, right? Was it the year
Garrett
after
Cole was
that?
with the Yankees. Then the year after that, that's when he went to no. Garrett Cole was with the Pirates, and then the year after that, that's when he went. The 2018 season, that's when Garrett Cole went to the Houston Astros.
2018? No, he was there for the World Series in 2017.
Who? Garrett Cole?
Yeah,
No, no. It was
he wasn't.
Keiko. It was Keiko,
Keuchel, Verlander.
Verlander, McCullers, and can't remember the other guy. But it wasn't Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole was 2018 or 2019. I forget what year it was that they went to the World Series and they lost against National 2019. It was 2019, 2020. He signed with the Yankees. So, yeah. We were talking about the A's. I picked up Frankie Montas. Like he pitched really good against the Astros, and he was a free agent. So I went ahead and picked him up. He pitched good against the Tigers, man. He got good points. So if you guys are listening, he's one of the guys that's with the A's. We just said the A's have won 8 in their last 8 games, in a row. So their pitching is kind of stepping up. That's what they didn't have going at the beginning of the season. Now they have it going. So you might want to look for pitching. If you're looking for pitching, look for the A's. There's a lot of people picking them up, and if they are picking them up in your league, then you got to look out for other other pitchers out there. I know for sure those are one of the ones that I picked up, and it was a 2-start one. It was a start on Monday and a start today. So that was a 2-start pitcher, which what you say with Rodon, Carlos Rodon. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it
dude.
just sucks that he wasn't able to pitch his second game. I think he got rescheduled to pitch on the 20th.
Yeah,
Is that Tuesday?
yeah,
That's Tuesday.
yeah. So Sam is asking Abreu or DJ LeMahieu. Ah,
On fantasy wise, I still like LeMahieu better.
you
Um,
still, yeah. Uh, I still like LeMahieu better, but Abreu is playing in the. LeMahieu's playing with the Yankees right now that they're struggling. Abreu's playing with the White Sox, so the White Sox are they have injuries, right? So it's kind of hard. Like I said, it's
yeah, and
really,
then they were
really,
supposed to have Andrew Vaughn that stepped in to replace Eloy Jimenez in the outfield. He's usually a first baseman, but
yeah.
he just hasn't panned out. Jasper, if you're listening, like, what do you think about Vaughn? Because honestly, like, I picked him up in a couple of my fantasy leagues, and I was really hoping that he would break out and kind of fill the shoes for Eloy Jimenez, which is a really, it's a tall order to fill. So it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard as a fantasy owner to try to get these guys that if you have injuries on your team or someone goes on COVID, and then you hear about this next best thing
Yep.
player coming up, and then you pick them up, and then they're like, damn, he just hasn't panned out. Jasper and I were actually messaging on the fantasy baseball chat, and he wanted Michael Kopech. He wanted
Yeah.
to trade for Michael Kopech, and I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna hang on to that guy, but I'll give you Andrew Vaughn if you want." And he was like, "Nah, that guy's going back down to the minors." So, Jasper, because he's a White Sox fan, he probably knows like the inside scoop, kind of like we know about the Dodgers minor leaguers coming up, and we all know DJ Peters and a couple of the other guys that are in the Dodgers minor league camps that
Yeah.
like when Bellinger got hurt, I wasn't expecting the new guy on the Dodgers. I forget
McKinstry.
his name.
McKinstry.
McKinstry. I
Yeah.
didn't think McKinstry was going to get the roster spot. I thought it was going to be DJ Peters.
Yeah.
But McKinstry, man, he's been locked in. Like he's been looking really good lately. He's not really like filling the shoes of Bellinger because he doesn't have the power like Bellinger does. But this
But
guy's
he's
been
getting
hitting.
numbers.
He's getting numbers, man. And in a points league, he is super valuable right now.
Dude, I try to look for him, and he was already picked up. It's
Yeah.
like no question. As soon as I heard Bellinger was going to hit it's going to be longer in the IL. I was like, let me try and see if I can pick him up. No, he was already gone. It was like 80% of owners already picked him up in our fantasy league. So it's like, wow, like he's really known. Sam saying that the Yankees will step it up, no question. Sam, I agree with you. The Yankees are the Yankees, and they're not going to go anywhere.
Well, Stanton just hit his third home run today.
I benched them today, dude.
Oh,
But 7 home runs
would.
compared I mean, I put in what is his name? The guy from Boston. I got more points. I got 12 points off of him
There
versus
you
at
go.
7. So it's like I had to do it because I mean Stanton hasn't been doing that well. He's been in negative points for me. So I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But I know he's gonna step up. I know the Yankees are, like I said, the Yankees are the Yankees. They're always gonna be a good team. They're always gonna get better. They're always looking for ways to get better, and it's like I said, it's only the second week. We're going into the third week of baseball, so as fans we shouldn't get frustrated. I know there's been a couple rain delays too, man, and that's kind of messing up a lot of owners picks and wait and moves for their
Yeah.
team. So it's like
Honestly,
Sam,
man, like
but
I was trying to get rid of some of my hitters in one of my fantasy leagues. I have 4 bench hitters, and I hate having that many bench hitters. I'd rather have bench pitchers.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's been working out for me because of all these rain delays and the situation with Minnesota that they canceled the series this past weekend, and they're still
Yeah.
not going to play the next couple days. So honestly, it's been helping me out because Nelson Cruz, like he was really stepping it up and helping out my team. I have him in 2 of my Yahoo leagues, and he pretty much helped me win the week with all his home runs and all his hits. But because the series got canceled this weekend, it kind of sucked. But luckily, I had other guys on the bench that I was able to slot in. And actually, the only reason why I started Stanton is because I couldn't start Nelson Cruz. So it kind of worked out good because Stanton ended up hitting a home run today.
Hey, so Sam is asking, what do you guys think of Kimbrel? To be honest, I haven't seen him pitch. He says he looks like he's revived, so
Um,
I'm pretty sure he has. It's just in the team that he is with, like, I really don't know if he's gonna get like a lot of saves opportunities because I mean, like I said, it's only, I mean, I'm repeating this a lot, but I know the Cubs, I don't know.
they have no pitching.
Yeah, and for them to get to that ninth inning, he's gonna have to pitch like from the eighth to the ninth, if he gets the opportunity, because I don't see anybody else in that team that can like dominate. And if you're saying that he's throwing really good, I mean, he's not a bad pick. I remember when he was in Boston, he was throwing heat. When he was with the Braves, dude. I remember this kid. He was throwing hard, man. He was throwing what, 97, 98, even 99. Like I remember him throwing that hard. I remember it was the Dodger Braves playoffs, and they didn't bring him in the eighth when he had already did that in the whole season, and that's when the Dodgers took the lead and they won the series in that game with that game, and they should have brought in Kimbrel that inning, and they didn't. So yeah, man, Kimbrel, like if he's already up there, like it's not a bad pick. And a lot of because of his name, I'm pretty sure a lot of leagues, a lot of owners already own him on fantasy leagues.
Honestly, man, if I'm a Kimbrel owner, I'm thinking sell high right now. Try to
To
get a
trade
good
him,
return from trade him
really?
because if it's someone that if it's a league that actually that saves can really like bolster your team because all 3 of the innings that he's pitched in was either against Milwaukee or Pittsburgh, and both have really weak lineups. And he has the Braves coming up this week. When we start seeing him against better lineups, I think we're gonna it's gonna put the pressure on him.
So you're saying sell high?
I'd say sell high
Yeah. So
if you can.
if you can, yeah,
Get a
yeah,
good starting pitcher out of him.
yeah,
If someone's like, I need a closer, there you go. You got a closer that has 3 amazing innings so far, and a guy that used to be considered elite. He was actually the best reliever in baseball. What, like 4 years ago, 4 seasons
probably,
ago,
yeah, something like
something
that.
like that. So I mean, if you can sell high, do it now. Same
Yeah,
thing like that there's other guys across the league that are just doing amazing right now, rookies that you can sell high on also, like Badu.
yeah,
We picked him up in the podcast league, and
yeah.
um, there's some owners out there that think he's legit, and the same thing with Kimbrel. Like there's some owners out there, maybe even some Cubs fans owners that they think like, oh, Kimbrel's, he's back to his old form, like he was with Boston.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, man. I think against Milwaukee, against Pittsburgh, I think any closer is really going to have not an easy time because you're still going against major leaguers, but it's
Of
definitely
course.
easier against going against these teams than it's going to be when you're facing the Braves, when you're facing the Phillies, teams with actual like really, really stacked lineups.
Yeah, and they are going to face them. So it's it's not a COVID season, so it's a full season where they're going to face each other like they did in 2019, not the 2020 season, which was the only divisional play with American League and National League. Um, Cole versus Beaver on Saturday. What do you think of
That
that matchup?
I'm pretty excited about that one, man.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be in California
Mhm.
next weekend, so I'll be able to watch that.
Nice.
Uh, I won't have to worry about going to sleep all early, and yeah,
Man, you're gonna have jet lag. You're gonna be like, man, it's only 7, and like I'm
jet
sleepy,
lag,
or
3 hour jet lag.
3 hour jet lag, man.
That's nothing. I ain't going to
That's not.
China, So
Yeah,
yeah,
dude.
man, I'm pretty excited about that one. I got to check the time, but I'm gonna be staying at my parents' house, so
Sweet.
hopefully my mom's not watching right now because it's a surprise. So
Oh, she's watching. There's like 4 or 5 viewers right now. I'm just playing. Just playing. Hey, but it's been exciting watching all these like plays, and I there's been a lot of injuries, right? So with a lot of
too many injuries to two good players. Bellinger went down. Yelich went down. We just found out that Lance Lynn went down.
yeah.
Like, man, it's only the second week of baseball, and we have so many injuries already. And even the injuries that happened before the season even started, we're not even counting, like Eloy Jimenez.
Eloy Jimenez was a
And then
huge one, man.
4 of the Astros players went out on COVID leave, and then
Yeah.
all the
I
Minnesota
mean,
players.
yeah, dude, I have Bregman, so he went on a COVID
Oh
19. So I
yeah,
was like, I had
you
to
ended
put
up.
him.
Did
I
was that
I
the? No, you ended up getting Seager in the Inglorious Bashers League.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. So I have him on our league, and I had to put him on freaking
Hey,
IL.
honestly, like I got to put this out there, man, because we made that trade, that 3-way trade between me, you, and Tony. I ended up with Kershaw and Justin Turner.
Yeah,
You ended up with Kyle Seager and
and what's his name? The pitcher from the Braves. Dang, I can't. I'm blanking out,
Freed,
dude.
not Freed.
No,
No,
I wasn't Freed. It was I can't think of his name. Let me look up my roster right now. Dang, that's sad, man. I don't remember who it is. I have him right here. His name is Charlie Morton.
oh,
Charlie
there you
Morton.
go.
It worked
That's
out
right.
good for me though,
So
because I needed pitching.
I had Morton and I had Bregman. So I ended up trading Morton to you, and I got Justin Turner in return.
Yeah.
And I traded Kershaw to Tony. No, I'm sorry. I traded Bregman to Tony, and I got Kershaw in return.
Yeah.
And
It worked
you
out.
got Kyle Seager from Tony. And who did
Yeah.
you send to Tony for that?
I think I sent them like I don't even remember who I sent them.
Garbage?
It was probably garbage, and he probably dropped them or something.
Probably.
Whatever it was. I mean, it worked
But
out for everybody.
bro,
Uh,
I think I got the better end of that deal, at least so far,
so
because Justin
far,
Turner's batting over 400, and
he's
Kershaw's
smashing.
just Kershaw's a beast right now.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question, man. I know everybody here's already seen the game from Saturday night when Kershaw pitched. Uh, did you see the catcher interference profile?
Yes, that was
So
bull. I'm sorry, that was crap.
you can say it's cool,
Pro
man. Nothing but
Profar
adults.
is such a little bitch, dog. He is such a little bitch. Like, bro, you don't even start your swing until the ball is already in the catcher's mitt, and then it looked like he actually tried to hit the catcher's mitt on purpose, just
Well,
to
look.
say catcher interference.
Well, the thing is that when you're there and you get fooled by a pitch, it does look like he extended a little bit back, right? And it looked like he kind of went for the glove,
Yeah,
but that was just one of those things where it's gonna happen. It has happened with the catcher, a lot of catchers. Like I know Grandal gets called on catchers interference a lot because he extends his hand
yeah.
a lot. So was it a dirty play? Like I mean, we can't really say was it the right call. It was the right call. The call is catchers interference. Doesn't matter how
I think
late he swung.
that
It
rule
was
has to get changed, man. If you start your swing after the ball is already in the catcher's mitt, like it would have been a swing and miss. It was a swing and miss. Like
yeah.
the bat was nowhere near where the ball was, and it
You
he
have to.
got caught
Hey,
looking.
well,
It
yeah.
was a check swing too. It wasn't even really a full swing.
Well, the thing is, you gotta do anything to get on base, especially when Kershaw was dealing, and he went
Yeah.
ahead and did it. So he got on base, and then Kershaw got pissed off, and then
But
he was
see,
on
and
his
then
game
the
from that
fact
point on.
goes, but then the fact goes, you have Barnes with his hand inside the glove, and that glove on the top part where the bat hit
Has
it,
no pad.
it's not going to protect his hand.
It's
He could
not.
have easily broken some fingers right there.
So
Off a Profar swinging the bat around 90 miles an hour,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's just negligence, man. And honestly, I mean, all these
They'll look at
suspensions
it.
going around for some bullshit reasons, like Profar should have got suspended for that
I'm
shit.
pretty sure they're gonna check it out. They're gonna dig into it. But don't be surprised if they don't, because I know that it was a swing, and like I said, they made the right call. So Sam is asking about Kyle Tucker. What do you think of Kyle Tucker and Luis Roberts? So I know how you
Um,
feel about Kyle Tucker, man.
Kyle Tucker, I mean, we've always thought that he was overrated going into this season. Like, why even rank him that high? He's not like a huge power
Was he
hitter.
ranked 17 or something like that? Did I remember? Somewhere around there, right? Or in the
I don't
20s?
remember. I can look it up, but
Yeah.
um, I think Robert, not Robert. I'm sorry. I think Tucker.
Tucker.
I think he's kind of like around the same range that I would rank like a Verdugo.
Okay.
Like not even high at all. Like still like he should be rostered, but I don't think that he should be 99% rostered, and I don't think that he should be going ahead of guys like Nick Castellanos. No one
Oh, Nick
expected
Castellanos.
no one
Yeah,
no one expected from Castellanos what he's doing right now.
that's
He's
true.
playing like he's the best outfielder in baseball right now. Well, except for Acuna, because Acuna is leading the league in home runs. But
And stealing bases and tagging up from short pop
yo,
field.
that guy's amazing, man. For anyone that didn't take Acuna number one overall, what were you thinking, man? You got the
Hey,
number one spot.
I picked up bets, man. I picked up bets
Okay,
on one of them.
Betts, I understand because him and Acuna are gonna have similar numbers, but didn't Tony have number one and he got DeGrom?
That's because he was in the 12-team league. Remember, he explained why he did it, and if he didn't go ahead and picked up a pitcher like DeGrom, he would have
Yeah,
missed out
that's
on a
true.
bunch of pitchers.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
look at all these other pitchers that are coming out of the woodwork, right? That we didn't expect to do anything special, like Rodon,
that's
right?
true.
And
Yeah.
my next two-start pitcher of the week that I picked as a must own, Michael Fulmer. He has some really good matchups coming up, and I really think that I put it on our story also. Do you think he's going to get more than 30 points or less than 30 points? I think he's going to get more than 30 points. I think
So,
he's
well,
probably
it's a
going to.
2-start, right? It's
Yeah,
a 2-start.
exactly.
Yeah.
Two
So,
starts and a good start, 6 innings with a quality start with at least 6 Ks. Maybe give up 2 to 4 hits and base on balls. He should score about 20 points if he gets the win.
okay, so I pulled up. I pulled up Kyle Tucker's numbers. He has 4 home runs, 11 RBIs, 11 hits, but he's batting 200. So let's look at his strikeouts. He struck out 8 times already in 14 games and 55 at bats. Um, yeah, I don't know. It, the 200 batting average for me is a little low. Yeah, the home runs, the 4 home runs in the 12 games it's okay. I mean, it's in the 2 weeks span of baseball. The 4 home runs, 11 RBIs is doing it. But then you look at on base percentage is a 233. So those numbers need to be a little bit better for me to actually be like, okay, Kyle Tucker, I'm sold on Kyle Tucker on why he was eligible. Like I think he was ranked 40, it says here 36. So yeah, and you said he was like he should be more like a Verdugo type of ADP. But yeah, dude, I just wanted to read off those numbers because I know Sam was asking what do we think about it, and I know Will has been really, really like uh on it and saying that why is this guy ranked so high? Like and another one was Kira, Keston Kira was one of those players that it's been like mentioned by a lot of fantasy owners. Do I drop him? Do I trade him? He was ranked high in ADP, and he's not performing well right now with the Brewers. What do you think? What's your take on him?
Um, I think he'll come around.
Yeah,
The first year that he played in the majors, he did really well, and
yeah,
he was a primary second baseman. Now he's getting most of his starts at first base, which increases his value a little bit.
Hmm.
He has first base and second base eligibility. And I wouldn't want him as my starting first or second baseman, but as an infielder, either corner infield, middle infield, or even if it's just an infield spot or utility player, this guy steals bases. He has a little bit of pop. I think the bat will come around a little bit. It just sucks that he's with the Brewers.
Yeah.
That's gonna put a little damper on his runs and his RBIs. So if he was on a little bit better team, he'd probably score maybe like, I don't know, 30 more points throughout the season. When you think of like the season as a whole, that's not really that much. So maybe 2 points a week that he would 2 or 3 points a week that he would probably be getting if he was on a better team. But then morale also, that kicks in, and then maybe he'll just be a better hitter when he's in a better lineup. But Yelich is out now. He's hurt, so that kind of hurts his runs right there also, because
Yeah.
usually he would hit in front of Yelich and Yelich would bring him in. Um,
Yeah. Hey,
so I
the crazy thing though, it's that sometimes when you play better teams, and it looks like they're going to play the Padres on Monday. When they play better teams, the team steps it up a lot more.
yeah.
So maybe this is what he needs. He needs that competition. He needs that motivation. Like, okay, Yelich is out. I need to step it up. This is what his third year, I believe, playing baseball. Um, I want to say he has a point one something batting average. It's not even all that great. I mean, he's hit a home run already. His on base percentage must be like in the twos. I know
125.
he's oh
His on base percentage is actually really good. So that's one of the things that I've
okay.
mentioned in multiple podcasts before,
Yeah.
that I want a guy that has on base percentage of at least 100 points higher than his batting average, unless he's batting over 300. If he's batting
Yeah.
over 300, if he has, a 360 OBP, 370 OBP, that's great, but if he's batting under 300, I would like a little bit better plate discipline. But this
Yeah.
guy, he's batting 125 on the 2021 season with a
Yeah.
271 on base percentage. So it's actually 150 points higher than his batting average. So
Yeah.
that really right there, that gives me a lot of hope. And I'd really have to dig into the underlying stats, the sabermetrics of everything,
Yeah.
and the like Statcast and all that, to really get a feel for how he's hitting, because I don't know his hard hit rate. I don't know his barrel rate, stuff like that. So that's the kind
Yeah.
of stuff that I would have to look at. If he was on one of my teams, I would know this stuff already.
Yeah.
But since I don't own him in any of my leagues, I don't really pay attention to him too much, unless I'm looking to trade for a second baseman or a first baseman, and then I'm looking at all his underlying numbers. But he's not really on my radar as of now, so
Uh,
I don't really I haven't dug into him at all yet.
So I'm gonna go ahead and ask you this question because I know Sam asked this question last time we were on, and I forget what day it was. Tony was on the chat and he was on there, and then Sam had a question. I guess he didn't log in, and he had a question for us. So he said there were, I guess it was a trade for Otani and Hira. So he asked, and Tony responded to go ahead and make that trade. Would you make that trade? Would you go ahead and trade Hira for Otani?
What league?
I don't know what league. This is Sam. This is a question from Sam.
Because if it's ESPN, then you get the hitter and the pitcher in Otani. If it's Yahoo, you're only getting the pitcher or the hitter.
Or the hitter, yeah.
So in ESPN, I would much rather have Otani, because you can put him in your lineup on Sundays when he's pitching, and you can put him in your utility spot every other day when he's hitting.
Yeah.
And he has a lot more power than Hira does. It also depends on points or categories, because I'd rather have Otani in a categories league than I would in a points league. I think he's going to score. Sorry, I think he's going to score, a lot more runs and RBIs and get a lot of home runs, as opposed to him getting on base so much where he's actually going to score a lot of points in a points league.
And what about Yahoo?
Yahoo, I think I'd rather have Hira.
Here. So
Yeah.
you'll wait on that trade if
Yeah.
it was a Yahoo. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah,
If
it's
if
just,
if you're trading Hira just for the hitter or just for the pitcher, there's too many. It's too much of a gamble for me because if he gets shut down pitching wise, the Angels, Joe Madden's still going to let him hit, and I mean if he busts an ankle or something like that, he's going to be out regardless. But any player has really, that type of injury potential.
yeah,
So yeah, when it comes to Yahoo, I'd go Hura over Otani, either the pitcher or the hitter.
dope. Well, I mean, he didn't pull the trigger. That's what it said. He didn't pull the trigger. He didn't do it. I don't know if it was Yahoo or ESPN. Yeah. If you're there, Sam, there you got Tony's take already on the comments, and you got Will's take on this show right now.
And another thing about Hura is, like I said earlier about his first base and second base eligibility. If you're trading for the batter Otani, you can only put him in your utility spot. And there's very few hitters that I would like to have on my team that are only eligible in the utility spot. Honestly, for me, it would only be Nelson Cruz. I don't want anyone else that doesn't have a position eligibility other than Nelson Cruz.
That's
He's
old
the
man
one that
strength right there,
actually
man.
he makes it worth it, man.
Yeah.
Like 35 to 40 home runs in a season, whereas Otani, like he'll hit what, 25 home runs
25 home runs. Maybe in the full season, and if he plays a full season
if
this
he
year,
plays a full season.
we'll
And
get to
not
see a
only
lot
that,
more.
but um I mean he does get hurt a lot, so there's that. And even when he's not hurt, he doesn't play every single day. He doesn't bat every single day.
No, it depends who they're playing. Like right now, he hasn't even played because of the weather out there in Minnesota. So it's kind of taking a little a little right. I have Jarrett Walsh at first base, and he didn't
Mm.
play for me, so I didn't get any points there.
That guy's been
Because
tearing it up too, right?
yeah, he's been tearing it up, dude. So it's like, what do I do? Do I pick someone? Do I drop someone? Do I pick someone up? Like, are they going to play or not? They going to play? Like, they should have just kept the dome. They were playing inside a dome. The rain had nothing to do with them. Canceling games. We already have to deal with COVID-19, and then having people like this early going into the IL and not having enough IL spots. It's kind of difficult to deal with those things as a fantasy owner. So like those are things you got to look for, right? Oh, Javi's on here. How's it going, Javi?
What's up, Javi?
Keep quick shout out. But yeah, Jasper, man, Jasper, we already said what's up, but he's keeping the chat going over there, talking to Javi. But yeah, it's kind of difficult being an owner in this point. I know it's going to be a long season, even for like real baseball. Like so, as a manager, now you're looking at players, right? You're looking at your players, and you're looking like, I need to think 162 games. How many games am I going to rest each player? Because you're coming off of a 60 game season where you didn't have a spring training, you had that summer camp, right? And they went straight into the season. A lot of people think it wasn't stressful, but I feel like it was way more stressful because they had no fans in the stands. Um, you were facing the same teams basically in like almost every weekend or every other 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So they knew what you were throwing. And then when you hit the playoffs, you're playing teams that you didn't play all year, and you're playing them there.
That's why
So
Bieber got lit up in the playoffs against
and
the Yankees.
with the Yankees, because he didn't know what the Yankees were gonna, if what they were bringing and what he was gonna throw, whatever. So it was a difficult season, and now you're hitting into that 162 games. So now this is where, depending on how deep your bench is and how deep your organization is, these are the players you're going to have to start looking for, because there's going to be a tons of injuries. Remember that. Like, I honestly feel this year is we're going to have the most injuries than any other season because of how short the season was last year
Yeah,
compared to this season. So look out for those
I agree.
players that are going to come up. Like, don't just keep your eyes on big name players like, like what we just mentioned, Otani, Hira, or those big name players that are always up there. Stanton hasn't been doing all that great, right? So
No, but
uh,
he's healthy.
he's
And
healthy.
a
He's
healthy
healthy.
Stanton is a dangerous Stanton. We said earlier that he hit his third home run of the season today.
Yeah.
And man, he's not hot yet, but this guy will get hot. If he stays healthy, he will get hot.
I'll trade you,
And that,
Stan, man. I'll trade you.
well, I'll wait till he gets hot, and then actually
Well,
I'm okay in outfield. I
then
have
I'll
enough
just be like,
outfielders
nah.
in every league. Yeah,
I'll be
yeah,
like, nah,
exactly.
nah. I'll be like, nah. Hey, you just mentioned what was his name? The guy from Minnesota, uh,
Cruz,
Cruz. Old man strength, man. You
old
say
man
how?
strength,
Yeah, that's the old man strength. What is? How old is he? Is he 40 already?
40. He's 40
Oh
years old,
man,
dude.
dang, dude.
Dude, I'm 37 and I feel like shit on a daily basis because of all the stupid shit that I used to do when I was a teenager, jumping off of trampolines and jumping off of roofs and all this crazy stuff I used to do. I mean, I can only imagine how he feels at 40 years old doing what he does. Now, these professional baseball players, these athletes have the best chiropractors and the best physical therapists and the best doctors in the world working on them on a daily basis. I am absolutely positive that Nelson Cruz, after each game, he gets a massage and he tells them like, "Oh, I felt something right here," and they'll just work on him and work on him, and then the next day he feels great.
Dude, I
So
would like to get a massage after this show, man.
come over.
Yeah. Oh man, dude.
Break out the
I
oils.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I agree with you on that. Like, I know these baseball players always like a lot of people say, "Oh, baseball's not even that much of a contact or a moving sport." But think about it: when you're out in the field and there's not a hit to you or a ball hit to you for like the first 2 innings, and you're there, and then they get a ball hit to you where it's you have to run. It's like
Your
reaction
body
time.
gets cold. It's,
Yeah,
it's not warm anymore. And then
yeah,
everyone always knows, like, well, athletes know if you want to prevent injury, you stretch and you warm up. And
yep.
once your body starts to get a little cold, things happen. I mean, look at Eloy Jimenez when he went for that jump in center
Was it the
field,
left? It was the left arm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he didn't even really do much. He just jumped up and tried to grab the home run.
it
And
looked
then
like
he
his
held his
arm has
arm
got.
like
Yeah,
over the
yeah,
side of the wall and just held himself up.
yeah,
And it didn't even look like it should hurt at all. But that was enough, man. He wasn't stretched out enough. And
yeah. He
it
came down and
ripped.
he just fell to the ground. He was like, "Oh, that hurts." Hey, I got a question. What do you think of Anthony Rizzo, man? I'm seeing here his batting average is at
He's
229.
looking bad right now. But
He started off hot though, right? Or
I don't know if he started off hot. Maybe he strung a few hits together, but I don't think he's really had that hot streak yet. But it's coming. I
it's
really
coming for him.
believe. I believe in Anthony Rizzo. And one of the main reasons why, and we always
Is it
talk
because
about this.
Tony? Is it because Tony? He always brings
Nah,
him up.
fuck Tony.
He always brings him up, man.
No, actually I just traded for him. I traded away Michael Brantley and I
Oh,
got Anthony Rizzo back for him. But the trade got vetoed because some stupid leagues like to have the veto system, which doesn't make any sense to me because you got a lot of haters out there that veto just to veto for no reason.
hey, do
Anyway,
you drink? Do you know? Do you think that they drink some haterade or what?
oh yeah, for sure, Doug.
Okay,
They're full
got
of
you.
haterade, all the flavors.
I got you. I see what it is. I see what it is. Oh, but you got Rizzo then, so you're expecting
Well,
him to pick
no,
it up.
because the trade got vetoed. But
Oh, okay, okay.
honestly, I like Rizzo. I think that he's gonna maximize his effort this season, and he's on a contract year. He wants to get that big contract for the next team that he plays for, whether it's the Cubs or another team. And like we always say, man, like these players, they always turn it up whenever they're in a contract year.
Yep.
And that's actually one of the reasons why I really like Clayton Kershaw this year because he's up for contract also.
And you
So
said he's gonna be the Cy Young.
I got him
So
as my Cy Young pick, man. I don't have Anthony Rizzo as my MVP. I don't think he has that kind of potential. But I still think that Rizzo's going to step it up. He's going to end the season with a 280 average with
yep.
I'll say 30 home runs.
Yeah, I got you. Hey, so we were talking and we were texting earlier, and you said that we you predicted two teams from the American League to make it to the World Series. And I think we already done that. We already talked about it. And if we haven't, well, we'll go ahead and do that. Before I let Tony into this conversation, because he's just stopping by, name those two. Actually, let's just get Tony in here right now.
Yeah,
And
he
he
said he's home. Hurry up,
yeah,
Tony.
and give him crap.
There she is.
There. What up, Tony?
What's up, Doug?
Tony,
I like that
Tony,
in and
Tony.
out shirt.
Does he hear us?
I can't hear you, Doug.
Oh, damn. Oh, there he goes. The big tone dog is in the house.
Nope. Can't hear you.
Oh, man. Hey, so who are those two teams we were talking about, man?
So, National League, we all have our pick as the Dodgers as the World Series favorites. But when it comes to American League, I really think it's going to come down to the White Sox and the Astros. I think that both teams are really going to step it up. And
Astros
and the White Sox.
All right.
One of those two teams I think is going to the World Series to face the Dodgers. And
what team did I say? Will,
you said the Angels.
Yes.
And I don't know about that one, man.
Dude, okay. So for those of you that don't know and been and logging in and watching right now, we're all Dodger fans. I've been watching a lot of Angel games. I know like a lot of people are gonna be like, boo, whatever. I've been watching a lot of baseball games, you know. So dude, the Angels have a good chemistry, man. I've seen it. It looks like the 2002 team where they're playing together, they're having fun. I'm not so sold on the pitching yet. I need one more ace for that pitcher,
which they could.
And they need to go ahead and
trade deadline's in August, right? So
yeah,
they could go out there and make a splash and try to make some kind of trade.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Cool. Sorry,
you sound like you're in the bathroom, but
Bryson
at
Wireless?
least we hear you.
It's probably the computer audio, Tony. It's not the
It's
headset.
probably because I've been telling you to get a better microphone for.
And I got one, man.
He got it.
Oh, nice.
Next show. Sorry.
Yeah, Tony, we were talking about World Series predictions, dude. We Will said that the Astros and the White Sox in the American League, and of course, you know who's going to be the National League. That's all. I mean, that's a given. What's your American League choice?
I actually like the White Sox a lot. I'm kind of bummed out that Lynn is out.
Lynn and Jimenez, man, and Tim Anderson. Well, Tim Anderson's back now. He is back now, but still, like, it hurts the team when you see guys getting hurt. You know, it hurts morale. It hurts a lot, especially when you already had one of your top guys like Eloy Jimenez out for the season, and you're not even sure if he's going to be available in the playoffs or not. They were really hoping that Andrew Vaughn was going to step it up and be able to, you know, hold it down in left field. So that way, if Jimenez isn't able to come back for the playoffs, at least they still have someone that can produce. But he just hasn't been that guy, man. Jasper's saying that he's going to go down for a small stint at the alternate training site, which is good. You know, maybe he just has to clear his head or, you know, whatever it is he has to do. And hopefully he'll come back and he could just start hitting, man. I need a first baseman. And once he starts hitting, I'm going to pick him up in a couple of my leagues, you know. I just tried to get Rizzo, like I just said. And I traded Brantley for Rizzo, and the league vetoed it, man.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they vetoed it about 2 hours before it was supposed to be like done.
Oh,
some haters, Doug.
Oh, was it that other league you're in with? Of course they would. Fucking assholes.
They would. They are assholes. I hope they're watching too. Like, I hate you guys.
Oh my God.
Hey, I feel the same way, man. But sometimes it's just the way the cookie crumbles.
I know. You were one of those haters a couple years ago when I was trying to do trades. Vetoing because you didn't want me to make my team better.
Well,
it worked out for me.
Hey, tell me that's not why you veto.
Huh? Not most of the time.
Hey, honestly, I've done that before too. In leagues that I've been in, even in my own league where I had the veto system where every team has a chance to veto the trade. I've vetoed before because I look at the teams and I'm like, oh, no way, this is going to make his team too strong. Veto, you know. You
try to rally up someone else too, right? I bet you do. I bet you're like, hey, Tony, man, you need to veto this trade, man. No, this is gonna happen.
You remember that?
Hey, Brian, come here. Look at this. No,
this is not right.
Open your app right now. Let me hit
it. Can I count on your vote? Can I count on your vote? Yeah.
Give me your phone. I'm just
hey, so Jasper is asking, Tony, this is a question for you.
Yeah, I saw him.
Is Rizzo tradable? And we're putting you on the spot live on YouTube.
Hey, bro, you know, Jasper doesn't know, but he should know that Rizzo's my boy.
Yeah, you have a poster. You have a poster in the restroom, right?
Yeah, I have a tattoo on the back of my shoulder too. Yeah, I love the guy, man. I'm a big Rizzo fan. I just love first basemen that are consistent and have power. I used to be I'm still a big Rizzo Votto fan. Votto is actually showing a little bit of life. So I mean,
we talked about it. Yeah, we talked about
it. You guys are hurting.
We said that already, Tony. If you were here, then
you
would have actually heard the conversation.
I was listening to some of it, man. I was trying to stay on it. I had like a medical issue that I had to take care of. But anyways,
did they give you the cream you were talking about?
Yeah, it's helping. It's helping right away. Instant relief, guys.
Oh my god.
But yeah, man. I can't part ways with a power first baseman, especially just because it's so. I feel like there are consistent guys, but at the same time, it's like it's when you're in a team that or in a league that's 10 to 12 or anything further than that, you can't really trade off a lot of your pieces, especially if you drafted
first base, because there's maybe like 5 or 6 first basemen that are really could be considered elite.
Yeah.
And after that, it's just it's like elite, and then
it just falls off,
and then a whole bag of shit down at the bottom.
Yeah. And you got to put your hand in there and see you make sure you pick something that's gonna give you.
Hey, Garral's working out for you.
Yeah. But I mean, for the moment, right? He's always been kind of like a good contact hitter.
Yeah.
But, I like Rizzo, man.
Yeah, me too. Which is why I drafted him.
Yeah, and then you just traded for Bellinger too, which he's out for a month. But I mean, still, when he comes back, that's going to be a huge help for your team.
So I think so too.
So
you got the better end of that deal for sure.
Before we continue, since you guys are talking about Bellinger, so Bellinger's on the IL, and then you said Yelich is in the IL. Your bet is Tony, your team Belly, and Will, your team Yelly, right? So So all right, so
Bryson Beans Gabriel over there. He's team Bryce Harper.
Yeah. Okay. So
Harper's the only one that isn't injured, but I think the bet was if they're on the IL for an extended amount of time, right? So it's still a bet between me and Gabriel, but because Bellinger's going to be out for a month, Tony, he doesn't have to be part of the bet anymore. So now it's just down to Yelich and Harper, which Harper does have more points. I think he has like 10 more points than Yelich does right now.
And Yelich hasn't hit it out yet, man. He hasn't.
No home runs yet. And how many does Harper have? 3?
I think he has like 3.
He has like 3. Hey, but he has 3 home runs. Yelich has none, and he's only leading by 9 points. So I mean that kind of tells you something right there. Like a home run is worth 7 points. So Yelich hits, a home run, maybe 2, and they're neck and neck. But the problem is he's out right now. So hopefully Harper will go on like a little 10-day IL, so that way Yelich can kind of creep up a little bit.
Well, yeah, man. Team Jelly, and Jelly. What the hell?
Belly,
and Harper. Hopper.
Oh, Hopper.
Hopper. Yeah. Hopper. I saw that. I don't know if you guys saw it. I guess Harper was having a bad game and he was in the dugout, and Real Muto went for a hug. Sometimes those players need a hug, man. You guys should send a hug out, like a virtual hug to these players.
Virtual hug.
Step it up, dude. Like, I know Belly it's injured, and I'm pretty sure he wants to be out there. He was there on Friday. He wanted to be part of this big.
Yeah, they brought him in, huh?
Yeah, they just. I mean, he just wanted to be there. It's an exciting series.
Yeah,
why not be there, right?
Which kind of led me to trade Kershaw for Belly. Just because the initial report was that he was going to join the team for this road trip, and he was eligible to come off the IL on the 16th. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. And I think I traded for him the day before, and I was just like, oh, right. And then that same day is when they Roberts actually confirmed that it was a hairline fracture instead of just
spike on the
What did they say? What do they call it? Contusion or something like that?
It was
Yeah.
a contusion. It was a contusion, and then after further review,
I don't know how the hell that turned
Yeah.
into a fracture though.
yeah,
You know what, man?
It didn't look that bad.
What
it
from
didn't look
another
that
angle,
bad, but full
from
speed
another
with all the
angle,
weight, it's like,
Yeah.
oh man.
Yeah.
from another angle, it did kind of look bad because the way he hit the bag on the corner, so his foot kind of went like, like it.
And that could have cost it. It wasn't the spike
That's what
itself.
exactly.
It was the
And
way
I think
he
it was
landed on the base.
I think it was both. The weight from that guy spiking him and him planning on the bag wrong.
Yeah.
I think because when I see it, at least I'm just like, bam, like as soon as I saw his foot hit the bag and kind of like tweaked over, I was like, oh, that was it right there. That had to be it. But I mean, it's a hairline fracture. Hopefully he comes back quick. Zach Gallen did pretty good.
Came back pretty quick. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, like Zach Gallen had a forearm issue, so he's not putting weight on it that much, with the foot.
And I think it was his catching hand anyway, right?
Yeah, I don't remember.
He did it swinging a bat, so
yeah,
I would assume if he's a righty,
his left arm it's a head. So if it was anything, it might have been his. Yeah, because if it was,
I would assume it would be the bottom hand that would get the fracture.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you know what's crazy? Jasper just said that he has Jellish on a keepers league. So imagine that.
Yeah, man, Jasper knows what's up, man. Playing keepers leagues and stuff like that. I think it really puts your your fantasy baseball mind at another level,
Yeah, honestly, man, I was thinking maybe not next season, but after this fantasy league that we have, the Real Talk Baseball Fantasy League, maybe like after like 5 years or so, we can make this a keeper league.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
We
would try to have all the same teams every single season, all the same team owners. I mean, because if it's a keeper league, no one's gonna want to take over for another team that already has a team kind of already set.
Yeah.
So,
well, we can have our regular team. I mean, because we still have to have. I would like to have more fans join our league. Like, Sam was one of the ones that said that he would want us to start like a fantasy league and joining, like having fans and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
it would probably be like us three, and Jasper would for sure be invited. Yeah. Sam would for sure be invited. Yeah. And then, by next year when we start, I'm sure we'll have some more subscribers. We're almost at that 200 mark.
Yeah.
If we're not at it yet. So it's getting close, man.
It's getting close. We need to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that like button.
Oh, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter, guys.
Hey, Tony. Yeah. Hey, Tony. So we heard through the grapevine that we have more subscribers or followers on. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you've been active?
Bro.
Hey, 5 is better than none.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's always a good thing.
It's cool, man. I just like interacting with people, and I don't know. Like earlier, there was this one tweet where this guy tweeted out a picture of Mookie Betts' catch, and the picture that he yeah, exactly. But San Diego fans, they're delusional, so they're all like, that wasn't an out, and the picture he chose was from like a different angle where it kind of looks like the ball did hit the grass.
Yeah.
So then, of course, I put my little investigator hat on, and I started like searching the web for videos and pictures.
Stuff on there or no?
Oh yeah, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You gotta get that dirty mark right there. You see that?
Man. Sometimes I be thinking about Kershaw, bro. Like, why does he always wear that same dirty ass hat?
Yeah.
Superstition.
That's a superstitious that we're talking about.
Yeah, superstition. Superstition. A baseball player is always gonna have that superstition thing, man.
That's the same thing with Turner and his pine tar jersey.
Yeah, he has to have that mark behind his last name. It's like you can't step on third base and you're gonna go out and pitch and stuff. You better not step on that line or you're gonna have a bad game. Same thing, like if this is what my mind and it sucks. I hate it. I hate it so much when I watch a baseball game and the pitcher does not throw a strike on the very first pitch, he's gonna have an off game. And usually that's what happens, man. That's why I hate it. I hate being superstitious.
Have you seen Trevor Bauer's stat.
On what?
If Trevor Bauer gets the first strike on you, you have a like 20-something% of getting a hit.
Really?
Yeah, and if he goes up on the count, like if he gets 2 strikes on you, I think 40% of the time you're gonna strike out.
Yeah.
It's like a crazy ass stat. It's like
That's
what?
a good stat. That's a good
Yeah.
stat to report. Hey, so Javi said he's down 2. So for a keepers league, and then Jasper said like definitely he wants a spot on that for sure. So yeah, we talked about.
I've never done a keeper league, so I would definitely like to talk to Jasper and kind of get like some insight, because in my head, like you can assign as many keepers as you want. You can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 keepers. You know, I think when you get up to like 5 or more, it's a little excessive, because then there's no fun of the draft. Like the draft is one of the funnest parts of fantasy baseball. So I think maybe 3. I would like to do like a 3 player keeper league. I think that'd be really cool. So that way, you know, you're still keeping an eye on multiple players out there every single season, you know, and but you still have the fun of draft day.
Draft day. That's exciting. And then when you do draft day, you're like, oh man, I'm gonna get this player, and then oh man, they already took him.
Yeah,
then,
you did that to me like 5 times.
Had to do it. Hey, I got a question. I don't know if it's too late on the show, but since we have Tony here already, is there a player out there that you guys think that should be dropped from any team? Like any team? I don't know if at the top of your head.
There's quite a few of them that we actually drafted, man.
Really?
Yeah.
You're talking about like
Jock Peterson, right?
A
Jock
player
Peterson
that
is one of them.
You're talking about players that were drafted?
Players that were drafted and you see no action, you see no progress.
Gavin Lux.
Anything. Oh, he got injured though.
Yeah, but he wasn't producing though.
He just got injured like a couple days ago, and up to this point, he just hasn't produced. He didn't produce last year. He didn't produce the year before that. He's a minor league player. He bats over 300 and gets 20 home runs in the minor leagues, and then he comes to the majors and he just can't handle it. It really sucks to say that, because the Dodgers are so good at developing their talent. Like look at McKinstry, look at Edwin Rios, look at Beatty, you know, Bellinger and Seager. Like there's so many players that came up from the Dodgers farm system that are superstars now and are on their way to becoming superstars. Kershaw and Buehler and Dustin May. Like when you think about the farm systems that have come up, the Padres are another team that have you know, a lot of their farm that came up, and they developed those players. Now their pitching really hasn't been spectacular. You know, they don't really seem like they developed their pitchers very well, but their hitters seems like they've developed very well.
Yeah, and they have a lot of players in the farm system. Once this team that they have now, which is probably like in the next 2 or 3 years, is going to be a different team from what it is now.
And I'm sure they even have players in the minor leagues right now that are tearing it up that we don't even know about because we're not Padres fans.
Yeah. Brings me to a next question, man. Like we said Peterson. With Jock Peterson, what do you think it was? He did really good in the spring training, and we were like really high on this guy. We were talking about it. We were saying maybe he needs to play a lot more. Maybe we need to like try to draft him. We draft him on the podcast league, and what did he do? He didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So we went.
I think what it was with him is what we should have saw with him in previous seasons, which is he's a hot and cold player. He has streaks where he's amazing, where he's hitting like 3 bombs in a week, you know, and then he has streaks where he doesn't even get on base for the entire week, and then they sit him down. See, we probably didn't look at that just because of the way the Dodgers have it set up, you know, where he's a guy that when he's got the hot hand, then they throw him on there and he starts a few games out of the week.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe just as Dodger fans, we were a little bit biased and chose to ignore that fact that he is a streaky player. And not just that, but it was also spring training. Spring training.
Spring training, he really impressed me a lot.
Yeah.
I was never really high on the guy. I really liked the way that the Dodgers had used him only against right-handed pitchers, and I think if the Cubs started doing that, I think that he would start producing also. And I think it just sucks for Peterson going from a guy that played 100 110 games a season to all of a sudden now he's playing every single day. Maybe it would have been better if they kind of just eased him into it, start off against only righties. And then once we see some production in the majors and not just in spring training, then you'll start playing, as the everyday left fielder.
Yeah.
But maybe he just wasn't ready yet because he's not used to it, not used to playing on an everyday basis.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's the same thing with Gavin Lux, because in the minors, they only play 80 something games.
Yeah.
And then when you go up to the majors and you start playing double the amount, it's a lot of wear and tear on the body. And it's not just longevity throughout the season, but it's consecutive days in a row that you're going out there and you're playing. I've played tournaments where it's like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's like 16 games. And by the third game in, I'm just like, man, I'm ready to go home already, and it's a lot of wear and tear on the body. And that was just slow pitch softball, man. I mean, I was in Seattle and it was like 110 degrees. So I can blame it on that a little bit, but still, man, like these guys go out there, they barely ever get any sleep unless they're in their, in at home, playing at home for a few series, but they're on, they play 3 games in a row, sometimes 4, and then they have a travel day, and then they play another 3 to 4 games in a row, and then they have one off day, and then they play another 3 or 4 games in a row, and then another travel day. It's like it's nonstop. Anthony Rizzo even said, we play 162 games a year. That is way too much. We should be playing more like 135 to 140 games a year, which honestly, I wouldn't mind that at all. A little bit shorter season, or maybe not even shorter season, but just more days off throughout the week. Like just make it so that on Thursdays there's no baseball. So you play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday,
That would
Saturday.
be nice, actually.
So every Wednesday, every team, every player has a day off.
Yeah.
You can nurse some wounds. You can, figure out if there's someone that's worth getting called up that needs to replace a player that you have on the IL. There's so many opportunities out there that you could do if you just cut the games a little bit, and you still get a lot of baseball. I mean, how many people really watch baseball all day on Thursdays? It's when
I can't do that.
When you're playing football or
work.
when you're watching football, you get to watch every single game because majority of people don't work on Sundays unless you have, a customer service job. And a lot of times you can't watch football all day, but for people that have that 9 to 5 Monday through Friday type of job, you can watch football all day on Sundays. You can keep track of these players. There's only one game on Mondays and one game on Thursday nights, so it's not like really like you're missing much, and you can watch your team play every single game of the season. But who watches 162 games of baseball every single year? I don't know anyone that does. I don't know anyone that can.
If it was our job to do it, we'll do it.
If it was your job, yeah. But then a lot of times you're not even really watching the whole game. You're focusing on certain parts. Like if I'm an analyst and I want to know like how the hell did Rodon throw that no hitter, I'm gonna fast forward during all the White Sox at bats, and I'm just gonna focus on just Rodon pitching. So
it was really good. It was I just saw the 9th inning and I was like, man, I missed the whole game. I don't even know how he was pitching throughout the whole game.
Fastballs.
You know what's crazy? What's crazy?
What
ESPN used to show the 9th inning. I had to find the website to actually look at it. Like, how is it that now ESPN doesn't care about? Yeah, they don't care about it anymore.
No,
cut whatever the whatever was playing, they would cut it.
Yeah,
especially for no hitters. I remember, or like even for cycles. I remember they would cut shows
to get into that. Yeah,
yeah. It was like, hey, everybody, history is happening. Boom. You know,
And now
we're
ESPN
interrupting this programming to show you the cycle of
Yeah.
Orlando Hudson or
get ready.
whatever.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they don't do that anymore. And I
ESPN
was looking
even
for
used to
ESPN.
have baseball shows where they would have a weekly show or a
Don't
daily
have that
show.
anymore.
They don't have that anymore.
That's
It's
why Peter
only
Gammons-
MLB Network, and it really sucks because a lot of times, like there are some cable companies or satellite companies out there that don't even have MLB Network, or if they do, you can't just get the basic cable plan. You have to go to the next tier, and then it's going to cost you an extra $30 a month just to watch it.
You know, Peter Gammons, he was a baseball analyst in ESPN. He went to MLB Network because they cut everything from ESPN. So ESPN had so much trouble with their other sports. They're more focused on football and they're more focused on basketball. I mean, a lot of people feel that that's the sports to watch, but at the same time, you're forgetting about hockey, you're forgetting about golf, you're forgetting it's a
I wouldn't say they forget
network.
about golf.
Huh?
ESPN does not forget about golf.
They don't
They
forget
don't.
about it, but they don't cut programming like they used to
Yeah.
golf, like if they're not showing something, that's what I mean. Like they do talk about baseball, they do have ESPN like Monday night game and Sunday night game, but they don't cut into it like they used to. That's what I'm referring to. And for someone that's paying cable or paying satellite or whatever they're paying to watch certain things, that ninth inning should be shown for fans that don't have that luxury of having those
It's
teams.
kind of like how they have the NFL red zone. So whenever there's I think they're like within 10 yards of the what do you call it, line of scrimmage or the,
Oh yeah, I like it. It makes the game, cuts the game from a 3-hour game to like an hour, which is pretty cool.
yeah, and you can literally watch almost every scoring play just from watching that one. I don't know if it's a channel or if it's just an episode, like a show, but it is called the Red Zone. I remember I was watching at the homie's house last season or the season before.
Yeah, they still have everything,
dude.
I haven't had cable for like 5 years. So
look, dude, football is in the off season right now, and they still have their own 2-3 hour shows
every day.
Every day. Like, what can you talk about in those 3 hours? We're talking about baseball for an hour, and it was the off season, so everybody is picking their poison, right? But whatever. Yeah. ESPN didn't show it. I had to look for it on my phone and see if I can catch the last out. I caught the pitch that he got hit on.
So the toe pitch.
Yeah. So then I got to see that. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks we talked about it in another podcast. Tony, you were really pumped up about it, that how as kids you're going to be watching these important things in baseball and get hooked on the sport. If you don't have that available for fans, you don't, because as a kid, I remember we had all these other things and we talked about it a lot. We said we had the Cubs network, we had the Braves, we got to see all those, and the Dodgers and the Angels. So you had 4 baseball teams to actually look at. There's a lot of Braves fans here in California because of that.
I know a few.
Because of TBS.
I'm looking at one right now.
Dude, I remember the tomahawk. I remember all that stuff. David Justice, Terry Pendleton. Come on, dude. All those players were
Chipper
legit.
Jones.
Chipper Jones, dude. That dude was not. Oh my God, those are top players, man.
Yeah, man.
You had
legends, bro.
Tom Glavine and Greg Maddux, and you still had a
Smokes.
Oh my God! So see, you remember all those players too. Don't get on me.
Of course.
Yeah, but that was during like the Braves like heyday though.
Yeah, that was the 90s. That was the 90s. That was 11.
But if you ask Tony about
run.
any other team around that time except for the Braves and the Dodgers, he's not going to know what you're talking
about.
The
90s?
Yeah, I think so.
Canseco?
Yeah, but then you have you had the WGN network too, which was the Cubs.
Yeah,
the Cubs had a lot of
Chicago.
I really don't remember a lot of players from it. I remember Ryan Sandberg. I remember Sammy Sosa. I remember Carlos Zambrano. I remember some. I don't remember all of them. They didn't really make it to the playoffs.
Yeah,
the only time I remember them from going to the playoffs was when Bregman, the freaking fan, stepped up and put his hand out there. Moises Alou went after the ball and he missed it, dude. So it was his fault, Don't blame it on the fan. Everybody's blamed it on the fan.
Hey, but honestly though, like how ESPN doesn't have a lot of baseball on. Like a lot of times they'll show, oh, this happened in baseball today, where they'll just show like a couple highlights, and it'll be like a 5 minute like little segment of a show. It won't be a show designated to baseball. And honestly, I think that it's Manfred's responsibility to make it so that it's more fun for the fans to watch, so that ESPN does pick it up. It starts showing on a daily basis,
Yeah,
more than just 5 minutes a day.
of course, it has to be on the commissioner, and the commissioner is kind of like worried about other stuff right now. He's worried about shortening the game, and like I don't know. It's
equality.
Yeah, like, it's like stick to the sport, stick to the fans, stick to trying to get new fans on that sport, and
younger fans, man,
yeah,
because like the us old
so
farts aren't gonna be, you know.
We're gonna be the old farts. Hey, back in my day, they had 9 innings. You know, they're gonna have 7 innings now. I'm pretty sure. Like we need to speed up the games.
That would be crazy.
That would be crazy. Now you don't.
Hey man, like sometimes like I like the idea of extra innings, put a runner on second.
That's nerve-wracking, man. That's
but see,
nerve-wracking.
Like
I like it though.
I like it, but at the same time, I don't. When it's a close game, like we just had this past
well, it's extra innings. It's a close game
with the Padres and the Dodgers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like they were going like head to head. You know, what a perfect way to ruin that by putting a player on second in extra innings. You know what I mean? Like to me.
Weren't you nervous? Weren't you nervous about that?
Oh,
they had okay, then that excitement is what it's what fans need, because look, think about
edge of your sheet
easily they could have gone ahead and bunt them over to have them a third with 1 out, and they decide not to do that. You make the game so interesting if someone goes and plays old baseball style, you know, type where they bunt them over to third, a fly out, and then they scored a run, and you're like, I mean, you win the game, but they're not doing that. They're going to try to hit a home run.
Swinging for the fences.
So it doesn't matter if there's a player on second base. For a fan, you're looking at it like, man, what? Why is that guy at second base? No outs. Like, oh, the home team's gonna win automatically. You know, you're thinking that. But that game, like the game we're talking about, is the Friday night game, right? They went to the 12th inning, so it was 3 innings that they did not move that runner from second base. So to me, I like it. It's exciting. It just has you on the edge of your seat. You're like,
and then Corey Seager comes up
and hits it out. It wasn't Justin Turner.
Blows everything wide open.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. What's another rule? The 7-inning doubleheader. Do you like that at least?
I hate that, man. I hate that. Like,
you don't like it?
I like that.
I hate it, dude. If it's
Manfred's got a tough job, man, to please everybody.
He does. I still hate him though. I still hate him because
agreed.
He didn't step up when he needed to in 2017 when that cheating scandal happened. And don't get me started with that. Anyway, 7 innings, dude. I think 7 innings is really cool because I
think that's fine for the second game of the day.
Damn, the 2 games though.
Why that makes it weird. My OCD is acting up, and I was just like, one game is 9, and the other one is 7.
I mean, the whole point is to preserve the players, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I like watching 9 innings.
Yeah, but think about it. Like, so let's say it's the dog what do you call it? The dog year or whatever, the dog month, which is August. You hit those months at the end of your season, and we just had Minnesota where they had a rain delay, right?
Crazy.
Those games need to get made up
because those games effed me over in my fantasy.
Me too. We're talking about it.
It all started with the Nationals and the Mets. The first series of the
on Monday, right? Was it Monday?
It was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No, Thursday.
No, it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
All 4 games. So look, think about it. You have the Angels that don't go back to Minnesota because they don't travel back over there anymore. How are they going to make up that series? Who's going to make up that? Like, those 3 games need to get played. Doesn't matter if it was COVID either. With COVID, you have to play those games anyway.
Eventually,
right? Exactly. So right now you have the Angels on top of the division, but because let's say there was a team at the end of the season that was like 2 games behind, and the Angels only played 159 games. Those 3 games need to get made up. And imagine you play those 3 games, you played 9 full innings for all 3 games. You go into the playoffs and your whole team is depleted.
Tired as hell.
Exactly. So those 7 innings are helping the teams out to get
Yeah.
those games in.
I get
agree with that. Yeah.
I get that, but then you also think like if you have a team that their starting pitching is just amazing and their bullpen is totally weak, and you go up against okay, let's take the Mets for example. Okay, Jacob DeGrom pitched the other day. I
14
think it
strikeouts.
was it yesterday?
It was
And did he
14
lose?
strikeouts. Yeah.
And he's
No, he didn't lose. He didn't lose.
No,
No.
he got the win.
He got
But
the
the
W
reason he got the
finally.
win is because he pitched 7 innings and the bullpen didn't come in, and the bullpen didn't come in and mess it up for him. So he was able to pitch all 7 innings. So in that sense, it really helped the Mets out because there was no one else that was going to mess it up for him.
Well, that's good. That's good.
It's good for the Mets.
Well, that's good because they went and got that player for them to like set themselves up to win and push themselves to get that win. Now, look, the Dodgers have a top from 1 all the way to 5 that can reach to the 7th inning. Are you going to hate on them because they if they have that double header? Are you going to hate on them because they go on the 7th inning and win it the complete game? Like, no. It's depends on the team. Like, the rules, so go ahead and get you that pitcher.
Yeah,
Like for the
everybody's
Angels, I've been talking about the Angels. Bauer, if he would have gone to the Angels, and right now, if they would have Bauer, and he throws 7 innings almost every game, he
Yeah.
reaches that
He's a
7 inning.
workhorse.
He's a workhorse. So he would have played. He would have pitched
And
that.
he's not
that-
even fully stretched out yet.
not yet. Imagine when he gets stretched out. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
He
Dodger fans are
said
gonna
that
be
he
crying.
enjoys. He said he enjoys pitching at least 120 each game.
Shit. He can do it. He can do it. I like
Yeah,
how he
man.
gets pumped.
He's got the
Yeah,
track
I know.
record, you know?
Yeah.
Like he might not have the best like win percentage and things like that, but he has the track record of like 200 plus innings,
Yeah.
like for season after season. Like there's a few seasons where he had a couple of losses, haven't been great, but
he
the
throws a lot of innings.
the innings were still there. And I think it was a great move by the Dodgers, just because being injury prone a little bit, at least towards our pitching staff. Kershaw has been known to have like back spasms, and Bueller with his blisters, the blisters, and I think it's a great pickup to still have like an ace caliber player, even when someone goes out.
That's true. But yeah, the 7th inning, dude, that's where that I vote for it, and I hope it continues to stay. I think they added it because they know there's still COVID cases and they still need to make up a lot of games. Now you have rain delays now, and you're adding COVID to it, so you have to make those games up. And I think it's a great addition. Yeah, Tony, you said Manfred has a hard job. He does. He has a really hard job. And that's one of the rules. The one rule that I wish they would have stayed, and I think Will and
DH?
Tony, you will agree with the DH. I think the DH would have been really, really good for the National League. Try it out this year again on the 100.
It would have been good for baseball in general. You'd
Yeah.
have there would be a lot more offensive production for every single team.
Yeah.
And the only thing that kind of sucks about that rule, just implementing it just all of a sudden out of nowhere, is there's a lot of teams that would suffer, a lot of National League teams that would suffer because they didn't have the opportunity to go out and get that guy that just hits, just plain out hits. Like Marcell Ozuna would have gotten so many other offers from so many other teams if the National League adopted the DH. And eventually he ended up signing with the Braves again, but it took almost up until spring training started to really, make that sign happen.
Yeah.
And because he probably didn't have that many offers on the table, it was really like probably a bunch of American League teams or the Braves. I don't think any National League teams would have offered him that contract with his defensive track record.
What are you talking about? He's really good.
if he was the type of guy to play the field once in a while, like how Nelson Cruz used to be, where he would play right field once in a while, but majority of the time he would just be the designated hitter. That would be the ideal thing. That way, you can have your left fielder get some rest days, and you can have your center fielder get some rest days. Like whatever position they play, it really helps out the team to kind of like to get healthy, right? Which is why we want the DH to be universal throughout the whole league. But it would kind of suck for all these teams.
Pitchers too, though. You got to think about the pitchers. Look what happened to the guy from Arizona. He took a pitch in his forearm and had a hairline fracture. So it protects the pitcher.
Talking about Gallon?
Gallon.
No, that was off a swing.
That was off a swing. It wasn't.
Yeah. So he swung the bat, and just the weight of the bat is what made a stress fracture.
Well, he swung. See that he shouldn't be swinging the bat.
Shouldn't be swinging at all.
He should be throwing. Like
I
think
who's the best hitting pitcher other than Ohtani in baseball?
Me.
Maybe Greinke?
Say Greinke?
Maybe Greinke?
Greinke's the only guy that's probably mad that
you're forgetting about Bumgarner.
Maybe Bumgarner.
Bumgarner ain't mad at nobody right now.
Bumgarner hits home runs, right? He has some power behind him, but what's his batting average?
Yeah.
What's his batting average?
Probably
in the 100s. It's not fun watching a pitcher hit unless they actually do hit a home run. Kenta Maeda comes to mind. His very first at bat in the major leagues, because he played in the National League, he got a home run on his very first at bat on his debut with the Dodgers.
Really? I don't remember that stat.
Yeah, man.
Interesting. I think Hyunjin Ryu hit a home run too.
Yeah, last season.
It barely
his first one ever.
Yeah, it barely went over the gate, but it's a home run. And you're like, what the hell? Well, anyway,
which is crazy because he's playing in an American League now. Yeah. He had all these chances with the Dodgers, for so many years, and he couldn't get it done.
Is there another
yeah, seriously?
Is there another rule that they went ahead and adapted this year or no?
I don't know, but what really
the pitch clock.
Oh,
that's been on there for a while now.
That started last season, I think.
No, it was way probably I want to say 3-4 seasons now. That
really was it that long ago?
They have the 2-minute.
The years blend together the older I get.
So I think it's the 2-minute between I guess the 2-minute to warm up or whatever between innings, and then between pitches I think it's 20 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if they're keeping track. And then they have the
they have a clock at every stadium.
Yeah.
And once the pitcher gets the ball back, either from the umpire when he throws it back, or from the catcher, or from an infielder, when it gets back into his glove, he has 20 seconds from that point.
I thought it was when he hits the rubber. It's when he touches the rubber because the hitter still has to step in to the box.
Yeah.
So it's when he starts the rubber, and that's when the 20 seconds. But then they have also the mound visits, which is down to 6. And then if there's a new what do you call it, a pinch hitter, the pitching coach can go out there and doesn't count as one of those 6. So I don't get that one at all. But I don't get a lot of those rules.
Oh, and the reliever has to face 3 batters.
Does that? Oh, they took that off, right? I believe they
No.
took it off. It's not on there. I don't think it's on there.
You sure?
Yeah, because I haven't seen it. I've seen only two hitters, and then they remove them.
Really?
Yeah, unless I'm wrong. Unless I fell asleep on one of those between those hitters. But yeah, I'll look. Let me start looking it up. And if there's someone out there that's listening to us, go ahead and correct us.
Yeah, and the only thing I was gonna say about it was that the only other rule that I'm kind of I'm on the fence about. I'm kind of intrigued to see what happens. Is I think they're thinking about banning the shift, or that you can only do the shift sometimes in a game.
Really?
Yeah, I think I've heard something like that.
From what I heard is, I haven't heard anything from Manfred or the powers that be. It's more players that are chirping, especially pitchers, because most pitchers don't like. No, I'm sorry. Most pitchers like the shift because it gives them an opportunity. Like, okay, I have all my fielders on the right side. So I'm going to make sure that I pitch it on that side of the batter's box. So that way, most likely the batter's going to be able to hit it down towards these fielders, and then it's an easy out. But there's, Lindor has been outspoken about it, and a few other of infielders, and they say that it kind of makes the game less fun for them, because you see guys like Lindor and Baez and Correa and Altuve, right, making all these like crazy diving plays and stuff, and we don't really get to see that a lot because of the shift. You have three guys on one side of the field because most likely the ball's going to go to them, or at least that side, and you don't really get a diving play because most likely the ball's going to go to one of the three guys on the field, on that side of the field.
Yep.
And they really won't have to move much.
Yep.
Maybe 3 feet, 4 feet at most. You're not trying to move 9 feet from one side or the other to try to make that diving play anymore.
Yeah, I like diving plays, man. I grew up with diving plays.
Exactly. And that's what the shift kind of eliminated a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think that what Lindor
So you're for
said,
it or you're against it?
I'm against it.
Okay,
I hate the shift. But I think what Lindor said is spot on, where he said, if you're going to shift the fielders over, that's fine. But the shortstop and the second baseman have to be on their side of the bag. If they're right behind the bag, then that's fine too. But when you put 3 infielders on one side of the field, in between first and second, or between second and third, it takes the fun away from watching.
Or like in the rover position.
The rover,
yeah,
man,
like on the grass.
Yeah.
That's
like Justin Turner. I see him move over to that side of the field so often. Or when Manny Machado made that catch in right field last season. Because of the shift, he was on the grass, right on in that rover position, and then he makes a catch over by the net in right field.
Yep.
What the hell's the third baseman doing, making a catch in right field? He's not the Flash.
That's what I said. That's what I said about Jeter. What is Jeter doing over there by first base when that play with the Oakland A's? What the hell? He had no business being there. I know you guys know what play I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Play at the plate.
Yeah, but that's
just awareness, bro.
That was just awareness.
Yeah.
That's why he's a captain.
That was baseball IQ right there.
Yeah, that's baseball IQ, big time, dude. That guy knew like, they're gonna throw the ball here. I better be there. So
I better be somewhere around here.
I better be around that vicinity.
In case he misses the throw, and guess what, man? That's heads up baseball, bro.
Jeter became that famous number 2, big time shortstop. So, but yeah, the shift to me, like I like seeing great plays. I like seeing shortstops going deep in the going like really deep. What happened?
Gabriel just sent me a text. He said, "I can't believe you're gonna beat me."
Oh.
I ended up winning, bro.
That's good.
Well,
how long,
it looks like it. It looks like it. It's still not it's not every game has been played, so he still has I think like 2 players left.
What is it? The Cubs and the Braves?
It looks good for me. That's all I gotta say. Everything is like finishing up. It all. I think it's the last game of the day, which is the Braves and the Cubs.
Yeah, that's the last game.
Yeah, I'm currently up 12. Fingers crossed I can get this W. I'm gonna be 1-1 in each of my leagues.
All right, so let me ask you guys something, because I was like going into this week in our league, the Real Talk Baseball Fantasy Baseball League. I was going into the week, so Javi faced this team called Going Deep, and he sent me a message. Was it Going Deep? No, I'm sorry, it was a different team. He said, "Hey, there's a team that I'm facing, and they don't have a shortstop. The spot's empty, and they don't have any on the bench."
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'll message him and I'll be like, "Hey, bro, there's some people complaining you don't have a shortstop, blah blah blah." But I looked at the team, and then I saw that he has Tim Anderson, and or maybe it was Tatis. I think it was Tatis actually, and Tatis was injured at the time, and he never filled that space with another shortstop. And it's not that he didn't want to, or he got another pitcher or something. It's because he didn't have another acquisition, so he couldn't fill that spot. So that's when I told Javi, like, this is the situation. He's going to fill it up. He just doesn't have any acquisitions left. It'll be filled up by next week. And he was like, all right, cool. So the team that I'm facing this week, going deep, they don't have a catcher, and he never drafted a catcher, and he has an extra pitcher. So it really gives him an advantage over teams that have like a weak catcher. You know, if you have like a Sean Murphy, like we said, is a sleeper or something, and he's just not producing, he has that advantage where he could have an extra reliever that's going to get him, 10, 15 points throughout the week.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about, messaging him and being like, hey, you got to make sure you fill that catcher spot. But honestly, we didn't go over that in the rules before the draft.
But at the same time, it's like,
it's obvious.
It's
right?
obvious, exactly.
It should be like that.
When the fuck can you play baseball without a shortstop or a fucking catcher? You know what I mean? Like these positions need to be filled, plain and simple. I don't give a fuck if we talked about it. I don't care. It should just be common sense that every position should be filled. Now, if you don't want to start them, that's on you. But you need to have a catcher. You need to have a shortstop. You need to have every position available or filled. Now, whether or not you want to sit them down, that's on you. But you need to have a player for each position. Period. And honestly, in my point of view, if a team wants to do that, then guess what? Cut off their freaking transactions. Okay, you don't want to? You don't want a catcher? Guess what? 0 transactions for you. Now you deal with that shit until you get a catcher. That's when you get your transactions back. Oh. Like that's just me. That's just me because it forces people to do it. Yep. You know what I mean? Instead of just being like, oh, well, I don't have a catcher. Dude, imagine when it's playoff season or the championship, and then you're like, oh, my catcher's okay, or my catcher. What if your catcher gets hurt? Are you just going to pick up another pitcher, another reliever to get those points? You know what I mean? That's gonna mess up. Whoever.
This is the thing.
I ended up losing a championship because of that. Because some guy ended up dropping his catcher on Monday and started picking up pitchers. And then, like, in my mind, I was like, I'm still gonna beat him, But I ended up losing by like 12 points.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Continue, guys. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, but Sam was asking about Luis Roberts. I don't think we covered that. So he was asking about Luis Roberts. What do you guys think about this guy?
I
like Luis Roberts.
You have him on your team?
Too. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
But what? Well, okay. What's up?
It's just he's not.
I like Luis Robert better in a categories league than in a points league.
Probably.
He's going to get you. He's going to get you a decent amount of home runs and a decent amount of stolen bases. So he's going to help you in both of those categories while also scoring some runs and some RBIs because he's not a leadoff.
He's not.
Yeah, and then he bats in the bottom of the order. I think he bats like 7th.
6. I think it's 6.
Sucks.
Yeah, that
so you're gonna get one less at bat than you would if you were batting 1, 2, 3, right?
Yeah. I like him, but at the same time, I've been trying to trade him off. Carlos, why haven't you accepted?
Yeah. Who are you telling me?
Yeah, I offered. It's probably good that you didn't accept it. I probably wouldn't either. But why
you send it?
Why you send it?
See if it bites.
Who knows? Who knows, man?
No.
And it's not a bad trade. I mean, they're going around the same round. So I offered Luis Roberts for Devers, right? I believe so.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I like Devers better.
I like Devers better.
Yeah.
So Sam is saying that he switches off from 6 or 7, whatever we said, to number 2. So he switches off in the lineup.
Oh,
but
so it probably depends righty lefty.
Yeah,
it probably does. They're probably doing matchup. They're doing matchup.
And I think that's what probably messes him up and why he's not so consistent. Because I honestly feel like he should be doing so much better, man.
Yeah, that's where the sabermetrics comes in, and sometimes it messes things up, which is what I think happened with Blake Snell. I think the sabermetrics are messing him up because they never let him go past the 6th inning, even if he doesn't even have 100 pitches or whatever. What is that?
Can you see it? No, huh?
Not really.
No.
It's too bright. Take
It's
the bright off a little bit.
my text between Gabriel.
So okay, so then would Tony, you said you were gonna trade him.
Now you can see me. Look,
Yeah, I can see you. You can trade them,
let's
but
fail
would
it.
you sell high
I like
then?
seeing you.
Dang.
So yeah, I'm looking to trade Luis Roberts. That's
I
just
like
me.
Luis Robert.
Jasper, hit me up, bro. I know you're a White Sox fan. Give me something good. Give me something good.
So I'm looking at his stats, and he's batting like 2. Okay, 2.
He's good.
He's not bad. He's actually doing good. He's with a good team too. So
Yeah.
it's not
He's
like
gonna get runs. He's gonna get hits. He's
I
good.
think he's one of those guys that kind of flies under the radar a little bit, but he's still going to be very productive in your lineup. He's not a guy that's going to be a standout, but he's going to score a decent amount of runs, get a decent amount of RBIs, and he's going to help you in stolen bases. Stolen bases are really hard to come by. And I think he got like 9 last season in a shortened season. So this year, I wouldn't be surprised if he got like 20 to 25.
Yeah, that's what they projected him at. I think like 22.
Yeah.
So he had 20. I mean, he had 9 stolen bases last year, and he has 2 this year. So he's
2, and it's only been 2 weeks. So you figure,
1 a week, 2 a week. It's gonna get you. And like you said, you like him in the categories league better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So 2 point.
He's the type of guy like there's some guys that are just stolen base specialists, that are going to get like 40 stolen bases throughout the year. A lot of other guys that do steal bases are around 20 a year.
I need a quick minute.
Yeah,
go ahead. Which Luis Robert is one of those guys that is going to get about 20 a year, but a lot of those stolen base guys just have no pop at all. But at least Luis Robert, he'll get you 15 home runs throughout the season, maybe even a little bit more. I see him as like a 15-20 guy.
Yeah, and he has pop. He has a little bit of pop. So like I said, you said it's a categories league, and since we're doing the podcast categories league, I kind of understanding the I know I played in your league once when there was categories, and I kind of
you were lost.
I was really lost because I'm used to the points, and right now I'm understanding all this, and it's like
because in the categories league, doubles don't really matter and triples don't really matter as much as they would in a points league, because categories, it's more like you could possibly have hits as a category. Most categories leagues don't. It's like runs, home runs, RBIs, stolen bases, and either average or on base percentage. So it's going to help your average, it's going to help your runs and your RBIs, but a single is just as valuable as a double is.
He already has a home run. He had 11 home runs in the 60-game season. So maybe he will have more home runs this year. What'd you say, 15? Maybe
I think he's 25. Like 15.
Really?
I think 15 home runs and 20 to 25 steals.
I think he's going to have 25 Luis Roberts. I think he's going to have 25 home runs.
Dude, plus. Don't be undervaluing my player like that, bro. Nobody's going to want to trade with me.
Oh,
no, he's going to hit 35 home runs, guys.
I'll trade with you.
Felix Flores is here. How's it going, Felix?
What's up, Felix?
I haven't heard from Felix in a while. What's up, man?
So Sam is saying that he's projecting highs 20s. Yeah, I think so too. And he's saying that 15 is very low. Well, I kind of agree with that. I think 15 is a little low. I think 25 for me.
He's a big dude, bro.
He is. Hey,
so
he's a dude.
Frank Thomas was huge, and he didn't hit home runs like guys like David Ortiz and shit.
What you mean?
The big hurt, bro?
Yeah, the big hurt.
With a name like Big Hurt.
For how big he was, he should have been hitting like 50 to 60 home runs every single season.
He was hitting doubles too, though. The Big Hurt was just oh man, he had man strength, dude.
Man, I know.
Hey, so you're saying that is this the guy? Sorry, I kind of got lost my train of thought. This guy, is this the guy that goes out in the outfield and then goes all the way to left field and calls off like I got it, and then he goes to right field and does the same thing? Like he does the same thing, kind of like have you guys seen the Bat News Bears?
Yeah.
Exactly, like Kelly, like the 70s Bat News Bears.
I don't think it's Luis Roberts. No,
It is Luis
him.
Roberts.
Yeah, he does it to Eloy Jimenez all the time.
Yeah. Now we know why, because he gets hurt.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
like Beltre and Andrews with
yeah.
the
Oh,
Rangers.
yeah. He would always call him off, and then the
Yo, that was so funny to watch them play, man. I miss Beltre so much.
So the
Yeah.
shortstop would always has the last call in the infield, and the center field has the last call in the outfield. So that thing that Andrews and Beltre, like, they would always go at, like, he would always go to third base and be like, man, give me the ball, it's my ball. And then Beltre will pretend he will catch the ball, but he's somewhere else. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's just funny. And then with this one, it's like Luis Roberts goes all the way to left field. And right
Yeah,
field,
I
and calls
seen
him
that
off.
play.
I'm
Literally,
like,
like,
wow.
that guy didn't even have to move. That play I saw.
And he's still out there calling him off. Hey, I got it. Like, are you kidding me? And then, like, they're just standing there.
That guy
looking
was
at him
just
like,
looking. Yeah, it was just, and that guy, all he could do was laugh. Like, yeah, you suck,
That's
bro.
true.
I can't let it go.
yeah,
It
well, he's
reminds
the
me of
center
Gabriel.
fielder.
When I
All right,
used to play in the
so
outfield.
look,
Yeah.
going back to what they were saying about, high 20s and low 30s potential for Luis Robert for his home runs.
Uh-huh.
A lot of his home runs are wall scrapers. And now with the ball being changed, we're not seeing as many home runs as we did last season. Do you remember last season, the beginning of the year, we were seeing like home runs in the 20s already from the league. Like how many home runs total do we have so far? Maybe 50
this year?
Yeah.
I have no idea. It's a good stat.
I would assume it's close to like 50, right? But last year at this time, we already were close to like 100. The ball was just flying, especially from like just the Dodgers alone and the Yankees alone. They were just hitting home runs left and right. So for a guy like Luis Robert, for guys like Alex Bregman, I'm not expecting as many home runs from them as we would usually see from them in a regular season, because a lot of those guys with the line drive hits, the wall scraper home runs, they're going to be more like doubles and triples this season because they're going to bang off the wall instead of go over.
Well, you're still getting points. Points.
But I'm just saying.
You're talking about the home run. Yeah.
I don't think he's going to get anywhere close to 30 home runs this season.
Oh, I honestly think he is.
I lean more towards 20 to 25. 30 is
that's a stretch. But I'm saying 25 because have you seen him hit? That's a big ass dude, man. That's a huge
he's
dude.
good.
So,
I like his swing too.
As the season gets longer, he's gonna be.
He's starting to heat up, man. To be honest, because I've had him on my team. I drafted him just because I think he went like 3 rounds later, and I was just like, I'd be stupid not to get this guy, And I feel like sometimes I like that's why I messed up my draft, because I was looking at guys and I was like, oh, this guy's still here and he goes in the third, and it's like Luis Roberts, he goes in the third, and I think I picked him up in the sixth,
round?
Yeah, and I was just like ecstatic, but then it's like you look at his points and shit, and you're just like, oh, he's not really that productive.
You have him in the Bashers League?
I have him in our league.
In our league?
Yeah.
Luis Roberts? Oh. So, hey, Sam is saying Bregman's going to hit. Oh, Bregman hit 41 home runs in 2019. He's a 30 home run guy. I'm reading it backwards. Oh, my God. Sorry, Sam. So, dude, but Bregman hit 30. I guess because of I guess what Will's saying is because the ball, they lost 2 ounces on it, right? Or we talked about it.
They
already.
softened the ball, so
yeah,
it's not going to travel as far as normal. Like how many home runs have we not seen in Colorado because of this? There should be a lot more home runs in Colorado already.
And I don't know, but when I see some highlights, though, man, that shit is still hitting the upper decks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
I'm like, on the player that hit it, right? Because we were seeing guys like Chris Taylor just hit home runs left and right in Colorado before.
Hey, that guy's hitting home runs right now, bro.
Yeah, he hit it in.
I think he has like 4 now, right?
Oh, beast, super underrated, man. Whoever picked him up,
he is.
God.
I got him.
You got him?
Got you.
Why
Luis Roberts.
Yeah, hey, but the Bregman's in the COVID right now, so he's in the IL. I have him on my team. Huh?
Oh yeah, to Yabba Dabba Ba Doo. Yeah, I was thinking about changing my name every week because I got some pretty good players and I got some good
Some good
names in
names
my
or
head.
what?
Yeah, I got some good names in my head. So
Some Jabba Dabba Doo Badoo.
Yeah, man.
yeah,
I'll trade you. I need another outfielder.
yeah. You see, look, I have Bryce Harper and then I'm gonna have Cody Bellinger soon. You know, so that's why I've been thinking about trading off Luis Roberts. I
I'll give
wanted
you I'll give
I
you
want,
Eloy Jimenez.
why would I trade
He's not
Eloy
even gonna
Jimenez?
come back. Is he gonna come back?
I don't know, but
Yeah,
I'm
right.
just stashing him on my IL if he
Yeah,
does.
yeah. You hold on to that guy, especially that caliber of player. But
I don't I still have one IL spot that's empty, so I'm gonna hold on to him as long as I can. If I have a couple other players go down on the IL and I have to drop him, then I will. But for right now, he's just chilling.
Yeah.
yeah. See, that's where I'm at with my Bashers league right now. I have like 4 players that are down. I have let me go to my league right quick. I have
Okay, so
Bregman,
go ahead.
Lynn. I have uh oh dude, I picked up Max Fried. Did you guys see that? Did
No.
you guys see that I picked up Max Fried?
No.
Oh my god, whoever dropped him, I forget who it was.
I saw that he got dropped, but I didn't have any more acquisitions.
Yeah, me neither.
That's when you pick up the phone and you make the call, bro.
I already did that for the other dude, Jazz Chisholm.
Yeah, well, you keep doing it. Just
Nah.
fork over the dollar. It's $1.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
What do you? Okay, so Sam is asking another question. He's saying, "What do you guys think of Brandon Lowe or Lau? Is it
Oh,
Lowe? Is it
I
Lowe or
mean,
Lau?
I don't know. Who cares?
I think it's low.
Low, right?
No,
Okay.
yeah, I
it's
think it's
low.
low.
Okay.
I like him, but I know he's not producing right now. At least not to the caliber that everybody expected. I think
Yeah.
he's doing like just regular, you know.
Mhm.
But I've read a few articles where they're saying like, oh, this guy's metrics are doing this, and he's just unlucky, you know. So, and we I think we've seen it in the past 2 years that he's been really consistent, at least like as the season progresses.
Yeah.
I've always looked at him and always wanted him on my team, you know, like, oh, I need a second
All right.
baseman,
Check
you know.
this out.
So I don't know, man.
So
Sorry, I can't give you more info.
I just looked him up right
Hold on to
now.
him. That's what I would say.
Since I don't have him on my league, like I said earlier, like I don't investigate players that I don't have in any of my teams. But I mean, just the numbers that I see right now, Carlos, we were talking about this earlier. He's batting 191,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Really bad.
Really
But
bad.
his on base percentage is 333.
Which is
So
up
his
there.
plate discipline is still there. He
Yeah.
has 17 Ks out of 47 at bats. So that's a little bit higher than I would like to see. A little too many strikeouts so far, but I think that he still does have pretty good plate discipline. I think eventually his like you said, Tony, how he's just having a little bit of bad luck. Sometimes you can do everything right and you hit the ball right to
A player
the
or
third
player.
baseman. We
Mhm.
saw it today when we were watching the Dodger game, right? I think it was Manny Machado. He hit a line drive right to Turner.
Oh,
And all
Tatis.
Turner had to was it Tatis?
Tatis, yeah.
And then all Turner had to do was just put his glove like this. And he got it. And it came off the bat at over 100 miles an hour. But if
hit
it's
it hard,
hit
yeah.
right to a major league baseball player, most likely they're going to catch it.
Yeah, they're gonna swoop that up.
Yeah.
So Felix Flores has a question as well. He's looking for wisdom from the two gurus here.
Oh man, I wish I could say that right now about my team. You know, I just feel like I have a really good, consistent team, but they're just not consistent right now. And with fantasy baseball, man, like if a guy's not producing, sometimes you just gotta drop him, and it sucks. You know, like me and Sam were talking about it in one of the last episodes. I know we were like on vacation for like a week or two.
Yeah.
But I remember me and Sam, we had a conversation talking about Otani and Keston Hiura.
Yeah.
And I told him, if Otani is still available in your league, drop Hiura immediately. And that's coming from a guy who drafted Hiura, you know? I was just like, dude, if a guy doesn't produce for you, you just got to cut your losses and move on and hope that guy that you drafted and dropped picks it up again, and then you could just hopefully pick them up. Like there's a couple of players that I dropped that I'm just like McCutcheon, even players that we dropped, Santana, Peterson. I feel like those guys are gonna pick it up eventually, but we don't have the time or the luxury to be like, okay, we'll wait for you. We need to win. And I feel like dropping Peterson and Santana was the reason we won our world-class podcast league.
Yeah. So let me finish the question.
Sorry, man.
You're good. You're good. So he's saying that I don't know if he already did it or he's going to do it. Cedric Mullins from the Baltimore Orioles, and he dropped Renfroe.
Yeah, so, that's the best.
That's
really,
that's great.
What are you doing with Renfroe?
It's in the 5 league. All right, I don't know if I'm reading it right. Hold on.
Oh well, if he has like
5 outfielder league,
probably.
Outfielder
league. Yeah, outfielder league.
Renfroe is he's whatever. He has some highlight reel home runs, but other than that, like he's not a guy that I would want to have on my team for the whole season. He's a streamer. If he gets a hot bat, if I need an outfielder for the moment, I'll pick him up until he cools off, and then I'll move on to the next hot bat, unless I can find someone that actually, can produce all season. I did that with Pete Alonso in his rookie season, and it really worked out for me, So sometimes you just have to cut the guy, like Tony said. I think we're 2 weeks in, and it's too early to drop Hira right now. I'd say at least wait another
I was
week.
this close.
And I told you I'll trade you for him, but he said no.
Because who'd you offer?
I offered a great
De Jong and some trash. Some trash.
I can't even get him off my roster, dude. It's still popping up on my roster. He's not part of my team though. Like, I don't know what the hell's wrong with that ESPN thing.
Because it's ESPN.
Yeah, I noticed.
Garbage.
It sucked, dude. It sucked. Okay, so can't really. My screen is messed up. Do you guys have the chat on?
Yeah.
Okay, I think Felix asked a question, but my screen is messing up.
So now he's saying that his outfielders are Acuna, Bradley, who I'm assuming is Jackie Bradley Jr., Dylan Carlson, Franmil Reyes, and now he has Cedric Mullins as his 5th outfielder.
Okay,
and that's a really good group of outfielders.
Pretty solid, yeah.
You have production from all those guys.
Acuna especially.
Acuna and Franmil Reyes are my 2 favorites from that group. Acuna is going to get you stolen bases and home runs. Franmil Reyes is going to get you a shitload of home runs. And those other Mullins, 3 guys are serviceable.
But Mullins a lot better than Renfroe.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Way better.
I don't like Renfroe at all. Renfroe, he's like he's a righty.
On certain teams he does good. Like I remember him like in the playoffs. He in the Padres too. Like he would do good against the Diamondbacks. He would do good against the Dodgers. But then he will face the Giants and he will suck. He will face different teams and he wouldn't play that well. So he's one of those, like you said, a streamer. You got to look at matchups with this guy. And then Mullen, I think he's good. He's a better player. He's not like a player that you have to drop. Well, yeah, if he gets cold, right? But you don't have to worry about him.
Which he is kind of, man.
He is, but
from what I've been seeing, he's been like he kind of plateaued. He's only getting like 2 points, 3 points, where he was getting like 5, 8, then 11.
Compared to Renfroe, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a better.
Player.
It's a better player.
Yeah, definitely way better player. Dude, McKinstry, if he's out there, Sam, look at that guy. Probably
Felix, if
Felix,
if McKinstry is still out there, I mean he's a good one for now until Bellinger gets back, because when Bellinger does get back, he's probably not going to play as much. Now that Mookie's back from injury, they still have Pollock and Chris Taylor that share the outfield. I think Chris Taylor is going to win the second base position though. I think Lux is going to be the guy that kind of moves back and forth between short and second when Seager and Taylor need a day off, which maybe that's going to solidify McKinstry to have a full-time spot and be the backup for all the outfield guys.
Be the new Chris Taylor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he's
don't
so
know.
consistent,
He
man.
plays infield also, right?
Yeah, he plays second
McKinstry,
base.
McKinstry plays second base and the
Yeah.
outfield. He's
So
originally a second
honestly,
baseman.
I hate to say it, but maybe Lux needs to go back down to the minors. I don't think he's ready
I
for.
say we trade him, bro. Trade him for another piece
Trade him
somewhere.
and Kenley Jensen for. We
Yeah.
got David Price. He can close games. He's spot on
Yeah.
right now, man. So remember we were saying, yeah, he's the odd man out.
Yeah.
Like now I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, especially like with his
Go from
contract.
Cy
and stuff.
Young to All-Star closer.
Yeah, that'll be dope.
Yeah, that's a good storyline too.
Any
You
more
know,
questions,
just-
guys?
just when they thought-
Any more questions? Sorry, Tony, I didn't mean to cut you off. Any
No,
more
no
questions
worries.
you guys want to go ahead and ask? Tony and Will are.
Oh, you know what?
Really
Brandon
available for that.
Nemo. Brandon Nemo, bro. If you're still looking for an outfielder, Brandon Nemo is not a bad pickup.
There's a guy that he wasn't very owned until about a week ago, and now he's like pretty much owned everywhere. So Sam, Felix, or not Jasper, because you play with us. If this guy's available, pick him up now, and that is Mitch Haniger. Because
already did.
yeah, whatever. I wanted to, and I'm like, all my leagues, I have no acquisitions left. I used them all. The last one I used was on Friday, and I needed another pitcher, so I couldn't do it anymore. But it really sucks. But Mitch Haniger, man, he's looking like the old Mitch Haniger before his what was it, testicular torsion or whatever it was that he had. Didn't he got hit in the balls with a pitch?
Really?
Or no, it was a foul ball and it hit his nuts and it ruptured a testicle.
Oh my god! No, that hurts.
Do you guys remember that?
Hold on, man,
I think this was like 3 seasons ago.
I think I know why I don't remember.
It hit his cup and it ruptured a testicle, and he was out for like the longest time. And then when he came back, he just wasn't playing the same. But it looks like we have the old Mitch Haniger back now. I really like him.
Oh man,
Did I just hurt your stomachs?
Hey, well,
yeah, it hurts.
Dude, Mitch Haniger is probably the reason I won my league this week. Today he got me 12 points. I won by 11. So, Mitch Haniger, man, he did it for me.
So one pitch led to 3 surgeries and so much more.
Oh, that's what the storyline is?
It hit his bat just below the barrel and shot straight into his groin.
Yeah. Oh my god, that hurts.
It was surgeries and setbacks. It's been 20 months since Haniger last played an MLB game.
I got hit there in the ground ball,
back,
man.
He is back.
I got hit there in the ground ball, dude, and it was the worst pain ever.
Dude, imagine these catchers where the pitcher's throwing 100-something miles an hour and it hits the dirt and just comes.
Let's move on, man. I don't want to talk about this. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Will is like, I like talking about this.
Did you say balls?
Oh my god! Like, I don't know, man. I don't like that topic. I hate it. But he's back. You say he's back already, so he's good. He's ready.
Yeah,
to go.
man. He's looking real good.
He's smashing, bro.
All right.
He's looking like a top 20 outfielder right now.
Hey, you know who's starting to pick it up a little bit too?
Who?
Conforto.
Yeah,
It's about
finally.
time, right?
I got him in 2 leagues, man. I'm like, bro, I don't want to drop you. Just hit a baseball.
Just hit a home run. Or hit
Yeah. Today,
I
I
don't
think he
care
got like
where
2
you hit
games.
it. Just hit it. Like he was like 0 for 17, man.
He was like got a batting average of
doing
like
to me?
below 150 or something like
It's like,
that.
bro, I have Stanton and Conforto on one team.
That's
Yeah,
not
that's hard to
Both
do.
of those guys, like, oh my god. That's why I tried to trade him. I tried to trade for Tyler Malley. I was giving up Stanton for Tyler Malley, and he wouldn't bite. So
that's good.
I just held on to him. So
You have to. I think Stanton's gonna
Conforto
pick it
get
up.
some hits. See, the thing with Conforto though is maybe he's just getting hits because he's in Colorado right now. I'm really hoping that he can continue this.
Should have hit a
little,
home run.
streak. I know. Should have. I'm hoping that he continues this little streak into next week, and when he gets out of Colorado and just continues to hit, man. But now it's like, Stanton, I need you to hit at least 250 and hit at least 1 home run every week.
I think Sam's a Yankee fan, so I think Sam, Tell Stanton to pick it up. He's on my team too. Hey, dude, like I'm not seeing the message. I don't know if I skip something. It's just I don't. It's getting stuck. I have like a second screen on this side, and it just for some reason it keeps glitching. Yeah, man, I have to have that second screen. Let me just turn it off and turn it back on. Is there like anybody sending a message or anything, or you guys? Sorry, I need to turn it off.
Felix said he was trying to pick up Haniger, but somebody already picked him up. But maybe Nemo, bro. Maybe Adam Frazier if he's still out there.
Yeah, Adam Frazier, he's good because he's eligible at second base also.
Yeah.
But really, dude, McKinstry, he's available almost everywhere.
Yeah, almost. I think he's almost at that 50% mark.
Is he already?
I think so, bro. I think so. But yeah, I would let me see who else I've been looking at. I guess I'll give you guys some of my must watch lists, or what do you call them? What are
okay, so I just have the
must add or something like that.
So McKinstry he's rostered in 34% of Yahoo leagues.
Really?
That's up 30% from last week.
Yahoo, and on ESPN he's at 65%.
He's higher, yeah, because I remember seeing that on ESPN. Okay, so this is what Sam is saying. Do you guys think it's a good idea to G? So I don't know, Sam, and I guess I'm reading behind. I'm behind on the messages. Create the Yankee offense in fantasy or the Dodger offense in fantasy. So,
I mean, if I would say don't do either one, just because like if some like let's say somebody in that team gets COVID, there goes half your team, bro.
Yeah,
there goes. You know what I mean? I would shy away. I wouldn't mind picking up maybe 3 players from the same team. I actually have that going on right now with Matt Olson, Matt Chapman, and Jed Laurie. And I feel like that's probably one of the reasons why I'm winning right now. Because
the A's are hot. The A's are hot.
Yeah, the A's are hot right now.
What did I tell you, Tony, about the pitching? Montas.
Yeah.
I told you, like
what I tell you about Olsen, bro.
Yeah, I dropped, but I have Freeman.
You have Walsh.
Travis Shaw. He's been picking it up too.
Shaw.
You guys need a first or a third baseman, and willing to take a flyer. That's a good one to pick up right now.
Yeah, big time.
Dude, you know who isn't bad? Yadier Molina. Molina has been picking it up too, bro.
You send us that stat.
Yeah, you saw that stat.
Yeah, since what is it? 2016. He's hitting the same as Real Muto.
Yeah,
right?
And less errors.
Less errors. It has nothing to do with fantasy, but as a catcher, it's.
I think what's his name has more home runs though. I'm pretty sure.
Real Muto, I'm pretty sure he does. I don't remember.
But
Molina doesn't hit home runs anymore. He'll have like 5 or 6.
Dude, he hit 2 yesterday.
He hit 2 yesterday. I think he hit one today. He hit one today too. So he will surprise you, man. He will big time surprise you. And
then I think my last pickup.
I was gonna say,
where are they playing at?
They're playing Washington. Or
Washington.
Let me see. It was Philadelphia this week, so they're going to Washington after this.
Going to Washington after.
Were they at Philadelphia?
Yes.
Yeah, because Philadelphia is it's a hitter's ballpark.
Is it
easier to hit home runs?
Is it a small ballpark? You've been to that ballpark, right?
It's
Molina's
fairly small, but
Molina's good.
Man. So my question is, can you hit it out? Can you hit it out?
I don't know, man. I haven't played baseball in so long. The last time I played hardball, I remember I hit a double over the center fielder's head. There was no fence. I wish there was a fence to see if I could hit it out, man. But that was
how long ago?
7, 8 years ago.
Jeez. Really?
Yeah.
Tony, we hit dingers, right?
Yeah. Except for that one time. Do you remember that one time where I was just like, get the fuck out of here right after I hit it? And that shit got at the warning track. Oh my God. I was so embarrassed. I fucking cracked. Oh, that shit fucking felt so good off the bat.
Tony even did a backflip.
No, I remember too saying, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you did say that.
And I don't know. It was an intense game. I think it was a playoff game. and I think we were down like 2, and I think there was a man on second, which, dude, I felt like a big dog, you know. I was like, oh my God, this is gone. I can't believe I did it. No, I didn't.
Jasper is saying that Adam Eden is still available in some of the leagues.
I don't think so.
He's been.
I think he's gone. I think he's like at 80%. Is he? Adam Eaton. Let me see.
He shouldn't be.
70%. Yeah. See. Yeah, he shouldn't be. Dude, it's that nostalgia, bro. Jet Lowry, Eaton. You know, these guys going back to their former teams. Jake Arrieta's kind of picking that up. You know,
Yahoo, he's 49% owned.
Yeah.
Adam Eden.
Yeah.
Adam Eden, I remember when he was with the White Sox in his early years. He's
a contact hitter, bro.
He was always injured, and
the
White Sox were big on him.
Exactly. Something's gonna happen to this guy's ankle, and then he's gonna be out for like 3 months.
That's messed up, man. Jasper's like, forget you, like. You know,
it's true though, man. Every single season, this guy gets hot. He's batting like 350. He doesn't really hit home runs. But you know, he's fast, so he'll hit a lot of doubles,
really fast,
some triples, and then all of a sudden he'll be on the IL sitting there for like 30 days. He takes a really long time to come back when he does get injured.
I'm sure he's older. He's probably like our age.
He is older. He's mid 30s, I think.
Yeah.
I'll check out how old he is right now. I'll bring it up. Man strength. I know Adam Eden, I remember him with the White Sox when he first started. He would get injured because I had him in one of my fantasy teams, and I was always big on him. And I'm like, man, he's injured again.
Yeah, I had him.
And then he went to the Nationals
when he was leadoff.
Yeah,
when he was leadoff for the White Sox.
Yeah, and then he went to the Nationals, and he
Happ just struck out swinging, guys. Just so you know.
Who?
Ian Happ.
Oh. That's your boy.
Garbage.
That's your boy.
Oh my God.
Garbage. You were so high on that guy, and I'm like, oh man, forget that guy.
Oh my God. Watch, I'm gonna pick
you guys in your Ian Happ and your Jock Peterson.
No. I didn't say Ian Happ. I like Jock Peterson. That I would take, but not.
I didn't want
Happ.
None of those guys. I'm like, all right, fine. If you guys really want them, I'll let you have them. But
all right. So Adam Eden is 32 years old, man. So he's 32? Up there, I guess. 32. Yeah. So he's still young. He's still in that.
He's been in the league for so long. It just feels like he's older.
He makes me feel older than I just fucking thought.
He's been a free agent twice. So.
Yeah. Has he? Oh yeah. Well, with the Nationals and now back with the White Sox.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I need a strikeout, guys.
You need a strikeout.
Yeah, a strikeout wins me the game right now.
Hey, all right, guys, it's getting late for me. I gotta get going pretty soon.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right, now let's go ahead and end it right here. That's one though. I know Sam just asked about Luis Castillo. If you guys can just tell us about him, and then we'll cut it off. And then Felix said after Tatis Jr. Hold on, damn it, freaking computer, dude.
After Tatis Jr. is back, what I have to do with Kim? Are you guys?
Ooh.
Do you guys think he will have a chance? Kim.
Ooh.
Kim?
Oh, the shortstop from San Diego?
He doesn't have a lot of playing time.
Yeah, and then Cronsworth is just going off, man.
Yeah,
Cronsworth.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't like him. You could drop him.
Yeah, I say you can.
If you have him, you can drop him.
So and then Luis Castillo, that's Sam.
Definitely don't drop that guy. I think last season,
Castillo. I think Castillo's biggest problem is his walks. He walks way too many guys, and it's because he's afraid to throw inside the zone. His stuff is so good.
Yeah, hit him.
He nailed it.
He should be going after these guys, but he doesn't. He throws it so low. He throws that sinker so low, and he got the strikeout.
Oh, he got it?
Yeah, game over, Bryce and Beans. Welcome to the 0-2 club.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, Luis Castillo. I really like Luis Castillo. He has so much amazing potential, but he just needs to be more assertive with himself and stop trying to throw outside the zone so much. This isn't AAA anymore, where these guys are just swinging at everything. You're in the major leagues now. You need to be able to have some command and then throw some pitches with break inside the zone and get some swings and misses. He gets a lot of strikeouts, but he also gets a lot of walks.
He does.
So I like his potential. but that's the type of guy that I don't like on my team because I feel like he hurts you as much as he helps you.
Yep.
Well, those
Yep.
walks hurt you a
Exactly.
lot, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Barrios is almost around that same kind of feel. Barrios and Castillos, I've always been high on. I've always
They're
liked them,
very similar.
but
Yeah.
they're erratic. They're erratic, man.
But
Let's see, then Barrios, his problem is he throws those fastballs high up in the zone and gives up a lot of home runs.
Yep.
That's his issue. Like you have Castillo that gives up a lot of walks, and then all of a sudden he gives up a hit, and there goes a couple runs right there. And then you have Barrios that throws the fastball high in the zone, and then it just leaves the yard.
Yep. Well, we reached the end of this show. Will, Tony, if you have something to say before we go ahead and log out, go ahead and do it now.
If you guys have any questions, email us at realtalkbaseball@yahoo.com, or you can check us out on Instagram, search Real Talk Baseball, and you can message us, DM us on there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And don't forget about Twitter, guys. I'm doing my best to
Stay active.
to be active. Yeah.
Yes.
Doing a little smack talk when I see it, yeah, but it's okay. Like last time I saw somebody. I like go to other teams, and last time I saw, I think it was either the Blue Jays or the Rangers, and I was just commenting on their jerseys because I really like that powder blue jersey, man.
Really? I think that's
I
dope.
do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do. I like it a lot. I
kind of wish the Dodgers would come out with a new color. Because all they really have is just the white and blue, the classic, which still looks great. But then they have the gray and blue. Like all these other teams have these other throwbacks that they come out with. And then
look
the
at what
Dodgers,
Boston did. Boston is
that looks sick. The yellow.
Yeah. I'm a big Bruins fan.
The Dodgers ones, like even the throwbacks, it's exactly the same as the new ones. It's just the lettering's a little different.
Yeah, uglier.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we have
the Brooklyn one. Those Brooklyn jerseys, those look pretty dope.
Yeah. I like that.
We do have an Instagram. We have a TikTok. We have the YouTube, of course, if you're watching. We have the Yahoo, or we already said which is our .com, so you can go ahead and do that. And we have the Twitter account, which Tony's taking care of, which we have more followers on there now.
Yeah.
So
hopefully I can get to 6, guys.
Help us out reach that plateau. Yeah, if there's nothing else to say, I'm Carlos Baseball. This is WillPower and Tony Snap. Real Talk Baseball. Signing out, guys.
See you guys.